Welcome, friends and adventurers, to Grognard and Friends Holiday One-Shot, an annual event now. So, without further ado...
This is Santa, and you're watching Grognard and Friends, and in my experience, only naughty boys and girls watch it.
Thank you, Santa. Okay, friends, welcome to the annual Holiday One-Shot. Here's the situation. All of you are mercenaries, guns for hire from different parts of the world. You find yourself on a private aircraft flying through the air. There is snow out you see in the winter. It is night sky. You find yourself landing on a cold airfield. The plane pulls into a hangar. The door is shut behind you. A tunnel is brought up to the door that seems to lead into a large truck. You and a number of other men are brought into that truck through the tunnels. Where the seams are, you can feel the cold wind from outside. It is frosty cold. You find yourself in the back of this large, what looks like an armored vehicle. It's large. Behind you, near the front of the truck, is some cargo netting in which there are, on both sides, there are large crates and bags behind the cargo netting and a door to the front of the truck. Once you are in there, the door shuts behind you. You are there with a number of other men. The truck pulls away. You cannot see where you're going.
I am playing Twist, a high elf warlock. No hair on his head, clean shaven, but has intricate glyphs tattooed over his body.
I am playing Mazul, a white dragonborn sorcerer.
This is Jules Galestone. He's a young man, barely an adult. His lean build shows his agility and strength. He has a shaved head, sharp features, which give him an intense, maybe intimidating look, soft eyes, curiosity in them, maybe give away his youthful inexperience. He wears simple clothing, loose trousers. The only thing he's carrying is a leather satchel, which hangs over his shoulder, small darts around his belt, and a spear on his back.
So you ride in the back of this truck with a number of other people. You drive for pretty much a good hour or so, possibly, but somewhere between 1 and 2 hours, when the door at the front of the truck opens and a figure steps in.
You see before you a tall tiefling with reddish-brown hair, shaggy in length but well-kept, slightly androgynous in appearance, however you can detect a hint of a goatee, bright red eyes, a dark turtleneck, black pants, and a long brown leather coat. With a very neutral expression, I take a remote and I click on a screen.
A screen appears floating in the air at the back of the truck, and you see a person sitting at a desk. It is a very nice desk. It is metal. There is a large picture window behind them. You can see palm trees, and you see a billboard in the distance for the Miami Beach Hilton. Along the side wall, you see a swooshing logo that says Hot Deals Toy Corporation. The person in front of you is a very rotund, obese fellow in a bright orange suit with a shock of strawberry blonde hair. Their face is puffy. They have bulging eyes, lots of burst blood vessels over their face, and a very puffy, large red nose. And they say, "Your mission, now that you've chosen to accept it, is to head to the NPI Corporation. I require from you, the new people working on the team, to help Miss Drosselmeyer with her job, which is to access the vault and obtain the 2 documents within. Oh, there is also 350,000 million gold worth of priceless sugar plums that you're welcome to help yourself to. I just want those documents. Also, you are heading to NPI's brand new facility, their new NPI tower. The rest of the team knows what they have to do, but anything you see fit to bring that building down would be wonderful. And do what you have to do with all force. I wish you lots of luck. Happy holidays! And the display goes black. You chit-chat and travel for about another 2 hours, when all of a sudden the door at the front of the truck opens and you see the driver, a young African-American gentleman with glasses, lean his head in and say, "Things are about to get rough. Buckle up." And he shuts the door again, and you can see there's a blizzard. And shortly thereafter, you start hearing things hitting the truck from all directions and banging the truck and even rocking it a little bit. And you know from when he opened the door, you're traveling at quite a brisk pace. Also, way ahead of you, you did see some very bright light in the distance.
I look at the tiefling. Are we in a war zone? What's happening here?
No, quite an unassuming territory, I assure you. High profile, but unassuming.
You go for about a half hour. Things continue to pummel the truck. At times, you even see the metal behind where you're sitting kind of dimple from the hits. Eventually, the truck hits a bump, comes to a slow almost stop. You hear some muttering on the other side of the door at the front. The truck takes off again. The door at the front of the truck opens up. This gentleman turns his head in and says, "We're in." And as you look out through the front windshield through the door, you see an expansive city of buildings of brown, like a soft brown material. There's lots of snow on top, as well as adornments of red and green, glistening little balls all over them. And the snow even seems to be dribbling down the walls. In the distance, the thing that catches your attention at the very center of this city is a very large tower that reaches for the sky and seems to hook at the top. It is a chrome type building, and there is a stripe of red barber poling down it. The other side appears to be some sort of chrome, you can't tell from this distance. But you seem to be heading for that tower.
Excellent.
Is that the place we're going to try and get into?
Oh, we'll get into it. I'd like to knock on the door of the truck where I
Okay.
came from.
Okay. The door opens.
Eddie, Theo, you're going to secure the first floor in the lobby.
Will do.
Heinrich, Marco, Wilhelm, you'll start unloading, and you will secure the roof and get started. The rest of you will be coming with me. I understand that there is a gathering on the 30th floor, and we will be introducing ourselves to the head of the board of directors.
At this point, you see the truck go to the building, goes around the side, down a ramp beneath the building, and into a very large parking garage, and then backs into a loading dock. Shortly thereafter, the back doors open up, and a number of your comrades get out of the truck.
I pull a couple of them aside. Carl, Tony, be sure to disable the phone lines and the Wi-Fi.
Will do.
The hell is
Excellent.
Wi-Fi?
Strange new thing with connections, but we will have the ability to communicate with each other throughout this building.
I gotta ask, is everybody else on the staff except for us like human beings?
Yeah, and quite normal modern day dressed.
Yeah, I see this and I'm using Mask of Many Faces. I turn myself into a standard looking human mook. And then I just take my unassuming robe off, roll it up, and put it in my backpack next to my like quarterstaff. Have they knocked out guards or anything nearby yet?
No, matter of fact, you haven't seen a single person since you've
Okay.
entered the garage.
I do my best to not look like a wizard or a warlock at the moment. I just look like a regular dude with hair and a beard now.
You look like Chris, is that it?
Maybe like closer trimmed.
Okay,
Maybe like a European style beard and hair.
that'll work.
Twist, you gotta be you, man. Look at me. I'm pale green and no shirt. You gotta be
No.
you.
So all of
This is
you enter
hard.
into a large elevator.
And
Magic
I'll
lift.
be hitting the button to the 30th floor.
So what exactly is the plan when we get to this party?
We will introduce ourselves, and the board of directors is agreeable. We will make our way to the 32nd floor, where my associates will have a few questions. From there, we will either be able to do an easy in and out sort of job, or we might have to do this the hard way.
The doors open, and they open up onto what looks like a large party. You all slowly step out of the elevator. You don't seem to have been noticed. The three other gentlemen who did not break off from the group, who are still with you, who, by the way, each of you will be running one of these people as well. Mazul, you will be handling Yuli. Twist, you will be handling Fritz. And Jules, you'll be
Just the
handling
Fritz.
Franco. They step out. They take their machine guns and fire into the air.
Mhm.
And your associate Kron steps forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to North Pole Industries' philanthropic theft of profits from Fortune 500 toy companies, they are going to learn a lesson in the real use of power and gold. You will be witnesses. Now, where is Mrs. Kringle-Claus? And I'm going to slowly kind of make my way through the crowd, kind of surveying as I go.
Okay.
Wilhelmina Jessica Kringle-Claus, born 1876 in Sombertown, Germany. Top of her class at Sombertown's St. Shapiro Meeting House and Christian Science Reading Room. Upon graduation, a school teacher until the age of 26, where she met her future husband, Christopher Kringle. Kringle himself, a longtime felon, on the radar of Interpol, the KGB, and various other world security organizations. His many crimes varied, but most consistently of mass breaking and entering charges, mixed with possible guerrilla toy terrorism and brainwashing. Together, the two fled Germany and emigrated to northern Scandinavia, where they were successful and fruitful in establishing, propagating of their Christmas toy cult, preying initially on the innocent local elven population who had very little in the way of career opportunities or social advancement opportunities, by preying on a meek elven population that the rest of the world had all but forgotten. The Kringles were able to extend their devious candy cane reach, leaving the elves to naively believe that they had been finally given a purpose, a sense of belonging, and an ever-growing community of fellow elves. All the while, the Kringles flaunted their ever-expanding, underground guerrilla charity toy operation, which was growing and prospering at an unheard-of speed. The Kringles were galloping up the worldwide candy cane toy ladder, and the various toy monopolies of the world had begun to take notice. After the infamous 1910 Chatty Cathy doll bombing that the toy Yakuza of the East was said to have taken credit for, the Kringles had to go underground. They would pop up here and there around the globe, but always had to keep on the move when the world's various toy mafia would get wind of their locations. Until 1918, when after some secret and nefarious means, the Kringles obtained a large expanse of land in the northernmost territories. And with the help of the mysterious European guerrilla mage, the Winter Warlock, they were able to use illusionary camouflage and magical protection, thus hiding their worldwide operation from the world until today.
That's enough. I am Wilhelmina, and a woman who looks very good and middle-aged, tall, wearing a red velvet suit with obviously very expensive white fur trim, with her hair up, her salt and pepper hair in a modern pulled back style, and some wingtip glasses there jeweled around the edges, says,
I extend my hand. How do you do? It's a pleasure to meet you. And I lead her to the elevator.
okay.
And I gesture for my associates to come with me.
At this time, Carl, a tall, thin guy in a black outfit, have joined you, and they go up with you to the 32nd floor, which opens up on a very large floor-level executive office.
I look at Wilhelmina. Nice suit. John Philip Sousa, London. I have two myself. Rumor has it the Yule Cat buys his there.
And you
Now.
enter into the office. Everywhere there are tables with models. You see one that's listed as the original shack from that where they started in Sombertown. You see one of a empty building in Scandinavia elsewhere, and it just goes on until you see the plans of this particular area and all the what now that you can look at them, they look like gingerbread houses in a city. And then you see the actual model of the building that you are in. And what looked before to be a barber pole stripe of chrome is a barber pole stripe of glass, because you can see out over the city from within this office.
I used to make models like this when I was younger. The exactness, the attention to every little detail. And I kind of like keep my hands like along the table, just kind of always gradually touching things as we go throughout the room, making our way to the office.
You hear something
Now-
breaking. You behind you, Twist is just like accidentally knocks something over, and he's like, "Sorry."
Mrs. Claus, we could talk fashion and industrialization all day, but I'm afraid work must intrude, and my associate Theo has some questions for you. Sort of fill-in-the-blanks questions, as it were.
So you enter into what looks like a large conference room.
Please sit down. Theo?
And Mrs. Claus sits at the end of the conference table, and Theo has hit a button, and up on the table pops a computer screen and a keyboard. And you see it says NPI Industries and login and passcode.
We all see that.
It's a pretty big screen.
And where is that in relation to what I think you said Mrs. Claus was in the room sitting there?
Yes, she's
Right.
sitting at the end. Kron's there has sat opposite Mrs. Claus. Theo is next to Kron's and has pulled up the screen, and you're behind the two of them. And Carl has also joined you.
Okay.
Theo looks at you, Kron's, and says, just need the passcode.
Wilhelmina, if you would be so kind.
I don't have the passcode. You'd have to ask the president of the company. And why do you want access to our computers? You will not be able to get in there and blackmail our executives. By morning it'll be
Down.
I sit
She sits
down.
Mrs. Claus, I'm
oh.
not really interested in your computer, but we need the passcode because I am interested in the documents and golden sugar plums locked away in your vault, and the computer controls the vault.
I don't have that, I promise you, she says.
I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4.
I told you I don't have it. I promise you.
Okay. I shoot her in the head.
Okay.
I could have read her thoughts.
Roll
We'll
me,
do it the
roll me
hard
a
way.
20-sider, please, with advantage
Did that
because it's at
first.
point blank range.
I thought
Yes.
kneecaps first.
19.
The back of her head blows out and she falls back onto the floor. And behind you, you hear Theo say to Carl, "Told you."
I could
And Theo hands him a sack of gold.
wait. You guys were aware? You don't. That's not how you interrogate people.
We can do this the hard way. Tony, see if you can dispose of that. I know that there are at least 3 keys that can be located to unlock the vault. Now, Theo, you can break this code.
As long as you get the gem keys, I certainly can. I mean, you didn't bring me along for my sparkling conversation.
Excellent. Well then, we'll have some places to look. In the conference room we are in, or the floor we are on, are there any blueprints, or were we given those at the time? Are there any blueprints of the building?
What you were informed was the tower is still under construction. The 30th floor is middle management, 32nd floor and 33rd are where the executive offices start. There are floors in operation near the roof, and there are floors below you that are within operation, but there are also closed off floors. They should not be a problem because the elevator has locked out those floors, and the doors in the stairwell has pretty much, those doors should be sealed as well. So the available floors should be the only ones available and lit up on the elevator.
Well
You
then.
also know that the keys take the form of gemstones. And Theo steps up and says, "I'm going to go down to the vault on the first floor, and the computer's there, and get started with preparation. As you gather each key, send someone down with the key."
You will alert us if you run into anything or hear anything.
Absolutely. Each of you and every person on the team has a black square sending stone. All of them connect to Krons.
Well then, we have some work to do, and we have some gemstone keys to find. The floors
Sorry.
that are under construction should be of no concern, but we might as well start with the executive offices and attempt to go from there. You said the other associates that came with us also have a sending stone?
Yes.
I'd like to attempt to reach Heinrich and Marco and Wilhelm and see how they're doing on the roof.
They said they're doing well. Carl does remind you that the executive offices will probably be a no-go because if any of the executives have the keys, they keep them on their person. But from the intel that you received, they should be spread without the other floors.
All right then. There are many of us. You will each have one of the other associates with you. Barring the floors that are under construction, I say each of you attempt to locate a gemstone key on one of the other floors.
Oh, we're splitting
really-
up.
It can distribute however you feel most comfortable. I think it is best to assist with the others to maintain crowd control, as that was a party that we walked into to make our point, and we certainly wouldn't want to allow people to get unruly.
So to make things clear, when you were in the elevator, what you saw was there was a button for the roof. Below that button, there was a button marked S. Below that button, below the S button, was a button marked TL. And then there was the executive offices. Then there was the 30th floor, which was marked middle management. Below that was a button marked TS. A button below that marked S. The button below that was marked L for lobby. Below that was a button marked M.
I think we should begin with, are we splitting up or are we going to try and help each other? How do we want to do this?
We'll all be in correspondence with each other. We'll be able to alert each other to the locations of what we can and cannot find. Anyone who's attempting to get away, escape in any way, anything that was left out of place, any extra additional information that can be found, we can alert each other so that we are all kept on the same page of where to go, where not to go, so no one's going to the same place more than once, especially if it's a dead end. I personally think we can cover more ground if some of us go on to different floors than others.
And what are these keys that we are looking for? Physical keys?
They take the form of a gemstone, and they will help unlock the vault so that we can get in.
Kronz, you also know that the
typical-
gemstones will glow, making them stand out from any other gems.
Okay.
But I can bring Franco with me, right? Okay. I guess so.
We're doing a buddy system.
So wait,
Everyone
Jules, are you
take your
worried?
buddy.
so I have Fritz, or is Fritz going with someone else?
You have
How's
Fritz.
this working? I
You
have
have
Fritz.
Fritz.
All right.
You have Fritz,
Uli.
Mazul has Uli, Jules has Franco, and I have Carl and Tony.
I guess radio if you run into trouble.
Carl says, "Who's going to take what floor, Kronz?" There is the roof. Just below that is a button marked S. Below that is a button marked TL. Then the executive offices. Then middle management. Below that is a button marked TS. Below that is a button marked S. Then the lobby. And then below that, a button marked M.
Who built this building? Do they know how to count? They have 2 floors with the same letter.
Hey, how tall is this place?
It's about
I thought-
60 to 80 floors high.
And it has that many buttons, or those are just the buttons lit up?
They're just the buttons lit up. Oh, and
What?
Jules, the button right below the roof is marked ST.
S. The next one's marked S. The next one's marked watch your goddamn mouth.
I mean-
This one's
Relative to each other, they were the second to the first floor, second to last. So who knew? It's a crazy building.
I'm going to go back to the 30th floor to maintain crowd
Okay.
control along with my muscle on either side.
So, Kronz,
Oh.
why don't you leave with Carl and Tony, and you go hit the elevator, and the 3 of you plus Uli, Fritz, and Franco are left.
One question,
Guess we should.
Grinch.
Sorry.
What floor out of these was the party on?
30th.
30th,
What-
where I am.
I'll take this. Twist takes this opportunity to turn and change into fine. I noticed I do have fine clothes in my stuff, so I changed into world appropriate attire for a party guest now, and I shimmer with mage armor.
So
I
you're
guess
left
I'll-
alone in this executive office.
Okay.
Well,
None of you knew this was going to happen either, right? This is crazy.
Who's that person that got shot? That was crazy.
that was Mrs. Klaus, Klausen. I don't.
This
It was a bit.
is a strange place.
That's not how you interrogate people. Let me tell you. You first you threaten, and then like you maybe cut off a toe, or you
Yeah,
shoot them in the knee.
right.
You want the information. It's like they wanted it to take longer or something.
Franco
We should
says,
start looking.
"Are you questioning Kronz's tactics?"
If I were Kronz, you asked that question, I'd shoot you in the head right now.
Yeah.
I speak into the sending stone. Good answer.
Are these just always on?
She can hear us. All right.
This actually kind of feels like overkill that we're here, right? It makes me really worried what we might run into.
Twist, you have all these crazy things you're saying. Can you just?
Yeah.
Do we have to use the elevator, or can you move us?
It's not teleport. I mean,
Okay.
I could do
The
a few
elevator
things,
was very
but
quick.
it was pretty quick. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's weird. So we got to split up. I guess we go from the top and work our way down, kind of thing. Maybe take the
I
top
agree.
3 floors and then just keep going
Obviously
down
the-
until we find it all.
There's already
Yeah?
people on the roof.
Are there roof people? I thought there was a roof. Do we need to check the roof, or that would seem a real dumb place to hide a gem for security purposes?
Franco goes, "We do not need to check the roof. That's already covered. But what we do need to do is be quick about things, because at this point during this party, security was at a minimum, which I believe has now been taken care of. We want to make sure that that we get the keys and get in and out before the actual security is notified or the local constabulary."
All right.
Well,
Well, I guess I'm glad I
take
have you,
ST.
Franco.
Franco
Yes.
is tall, very nicely dressed in a very casual kind of European style, and has very long and flowing, beautiful auburn hair, high cheekbones, large blue eyes, and he's smoking a cigarette.
Did you just describe all three of our guys?
No. No, being that you've said that two of you are bald, no.
I'm not bald anymore.
Franco, I just described.
Yeah.
Marco looks like the young guy from any Italian mafia movie who just is trying to become a part of the mob. Uli looks of Asian descent, receding hair, but very long, and a long, thin goatee. And he's eating a chocolate bar.
Where'd you get that? Why are you not sharing?
Don't listen to him, Yuli. Let's go.
Hey, Franco, why don't you and I go to the TL floor? That's the next floor up, I think, right? We're supposed to have nicknames. We're not supposed to use our real names. I'm not going to call you Franco anymore. While we're on
You
that
can call
floor,
me Franco. That's never been a problem.
I'm going to call you Tall. You call me Luscious. T&L. That's where we're going, and that's what our names are. You ready? Let's go.
Franco goes, "Can I go with someone else?"
No.
I'm feeling strangely uncomfortable with this individual. He's hardly dressed, and now he's calling himself Luscious. I'm
mean, he
feeling
works out.
highly distracted from the mission at hand.
Can I hitch a ride on the elevator? Yuli and I will go to ST.
Sure.
Is there one elevator or are there multiple elevators?
2.
I'll go to one of the ones that wasn't said.
You'd
You're
probably
going
have to go
down.
to TS or S.
I'll go to S because there's fewer letters.
Jules, which one did you say you were going to? You were going to TL?
Yes, don't you remember?
Okay.
Tall and luscious.
So you're
How could you
going
forget?
you're going up. Missoul, you're catching a ride, so are you going to ST?
ST.
ST. So I'm going with them,
Okay.
and they will get out at TL, and then I will go up to ST.
And Franco has a machine gun, you said, Grinch?
Yes. You exit the elevator. To your left are a series of crates. In front of you is a large platform that has machinery at the 4 corners and wheels at 2 of the corners. I'm going to say if you look up, you see a similar shaped hatch on the roof directly above it. On the far side are steps. Midway on the door is a very large set of double, almost like barn doors. The ceiling here is a good 30 feet high.
Do we see anyone?
You do not see anybody.
What do you think, Tall? Where should we go? What do you think these machines are over here?
You see Franco just kind of looking around.
Let's check it out.
Give me a intelligence check.
2. So 20?
Oh, great. You see the wheels, and on the 4 corners are chains that go up to the 4 corners of the hatch above. And there's holes that chains also go below. So this looks like a large platform that rises up and down.
This looks like a giant elevator, Tall. Maybe we check this out last, because I don't want to do it wrong and end up on the wrong floor, and maybe someone's waiting for something. What do you think's going on with this door over here? Heads over to the door in the middle of the
Okay.
room.
Kind of like barn-sized doors, except they're metal. There is a bar lock on your side.
Putting his ear up against the door. Does he hear anything?
Roll me a perception check, please.
22?
22, you hear nothing, believe it or not. You hear the occasional cling or clank from a distance, but that's about it.
Hey, Tall, get over here. I'm going to try and unlock this door.
He's over
Also,
by the
it's
elevator and looking at the platform, and he doesn't react to what you said.
Takes out the sending stone and says, Kranz, Franco's not listening to me. I told him to get over here with me. We're going to try and open a door, and he's just standing there like a goof.
You hear Franco's sending stone go. You hear some mumbling on that end, and you then hear Franco say, I do listen. He does not talk to me. He's talking to somebody else. A tall person. You know I am not a tall person. And all of a sudden your sending stone comes back, Jules, and you hear he says you're not talking to him.
I was using a code name. I was calling him Tall so no one knew who he was. Franco, get over here.
Oh, why didn't you say so? And he comes over.
And I'll try to pick the lock on the door.
Give me a sleight of hand, please.
11.
That's what you needed.
Woo! Is it open?
It's unlocked at this point.
Franco, what do you think? Should we try and go in?
Well, it'd be a
Let me
waste
just take a
to
peek.
come up here and not go in, he says.
All right, I'm going to take a peek. I'll just crack it open a little bit, see if I can see anything.
Okay, you hear a squeak as it opens and a scratching as the metal slides to the side. And you see a vast room filled with toy soldiers. Hanging from the ceilings are numerous chandeliers. Give me another perception check, please. With advantage on this one.
14? Oh,
you
yeah,
you
14.
notice on either side, about 20 feet up, a metal catwalk, and directly in front of you on the far wall, you see the shape of a triangle in what looks like glowing colored balls, and at the very peak of it, initially you think it's a star, but then you realize it's this glowing, sparkling gemstone.
Oh, Franco, check that out. You think that's what we're looking for?
It seems to be. Fits all the descriptions.
Is there a way to get up on the catwalk that I can see?
No.
Nothing hang walls that I could grab onto, maybe try to...
Nope.
No. Well, let's go further in. See the other side of the... What are those strange colors on the other side of the room?
Okay, you're the boss.
No one's ever called me that before, but all right.
What is your armor class?
17.
You see on either side of you what look like candy canes shatter on the ground, and you see one hit Franco in the arm and goes partially through it, and you see the end is sharpened, sticking out the one side of his arm. Seemed to have come from on top of the catwalks.
Holy shit, Franco.
And as you look up in the four corners, you see elves, whereas the ones at the party, the men were dressed in a powder blue with a pointy kind of Peter Pan matching hat. These ones are dressed in kind of a camouflage styled Kelly green. And you notice that they have what look like machine guns with things coming out of either side, which look like long strips of candy canes.
And they're directly above us?
On either side.
On either side, okay.
And
I think you said on each
another
side.
bout of about 4 different candy canes strike the ground, missing both of you.
I'm gonna try something here. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Okay, an 18 hit you, Jules?
Yes.
Take 4 points of damage as a candy cane strikes you in the leg.
All right, I'm gonna try. I don't know if this will work. So you said it was 20 feet up, the
Yeah.
catwalk?
Yes.
If my
So
jump
what I'll
distance
tell you is now that you're closer, the large spheres, bottom line of them is about 10 feet off the ground. And then there's a shorter row of them above that, and they form a triangle until the pinnacle is that glowing, sparkling gemstone. And the spheres themselves are about 10 feet across. You also notice that the wall itself has a very strange sheen to it.
I think I'm gonna
In front of you, along that wall, is what basically looks like a Christmas tree with the tree not showing. It's just the ornaments forming a triangle.
I
It's a
see.
tree shape with the
I
sparkling thing at the top.
and the
spheres
top
are about 10
decoration.
10 feet wide and tall. They stick out from the wall. The wall is white but has a weird sheen to it. Then to your left and to your right, 20 feet off the ground, is a metal catwalk, on top of which you now see on either side are 2 of these other types of elves that are taller than the ones you saw on the 30th floor, and also have these strange candy cane machine guns. And they fire again.
And I suppose the peak of the Christmas tree ornaments is that gem that you were talking
Correct.
about, right?
You get hit for 7 points of damage. You notice Franco took another hit as well.
Franco, shoot back, for goodness sake. You've got a gun, right? I don't have a gun.
yeah.
You should shoot them.
He opens fire. This one over here in the upper right just basically explodes into a bloody mess and falls off of the catwalk.
Nice job, Franco. Keep it up. I'm going to try and get to the top of that tree, and then I'll make a break for it. I'm going to use Step of the Wind to try and jump up, which doubles my jump onto the first ball.
So, being that I whipped this together, I came upon a little bit of an issue. when I pulled it up on Foundry, it came up sideways, and I couldn't get it to straighten out. So we're going to do this, but with you, you're going to be going from left to right to get to the gem at the top.
Left to right is top to bottom.
Yes. So each one of those is a large glowing sphere, with the exception of 4, which look to be 4 large snowman heads.
They're all the tops of them are all 10 feet apart.
Yeah.
And am I, with doubling my jump, able to make those jumps?
Yeah.
Then, as Franco hopefully continues to give cover, I will. So I'm there on the bottom underneath the purple one. I'll try jumping on the snowman head first, I guess, on the right.
Give me a dexterity check, please.
10. I got a few tricks up my sleeve. Does it look like I'm gonna miss it?
You hit the nose without grabbing it, and what you see is the head begins to spin, and as you hit it, the nose starts kind of going counterclockwise towards the top. It's spinning.
Oh, I managed to grab onto the nose, I think you're saying, but it's spinning.
You were trying to grab onto the nose, but you hit it and fell back down and caused the thing to spin with the nose going counterclockwise.
Shit. All right. So I think in doing that, I got to be careful. I only have a few of these.
You can just,
want-
you're
I'll-
on the ground
I-
again. You can just try again.
Okay. I guess from the ground, it makes more sense to just try again. Okay. 21.
21, that's great. As the thing spins around, you leap up, you grab the nose, and it begins to spin around even faster with you holding on to the nose.
Oh, okay. As I'm noticing that, I'm going to try and use the momentum of the spin to basically leap off of that and onto the green one on the next level up on the left.
Because you're getting the momentum of the spin, roll your dex check with advantage.
14. If that's a
Okay.
problem, I have some on my sleeve.
You don't go towards the green one, but you find yourself about here, just above the blue one. When you reach the pinnacle of the leap, and you're kind of floating in midair right before you're starting to drop.
Do I see, am I able to try and land on the blue one as I come down?
Give me a dexterity check.
So 15.
You land on it precariously. It is exceedingly slippery and smooth.
Oh boy. Having already been through it, take my chances with the snowman head on the right and try to leap up to that one.
Go ahead and give me your dexterity check.
20. Not natural.
You get up, you get a hold of that nose, and once again, as you drop, it starts to spin you around.
And is it spinning really fast? Like before it overshot me, does it feel like the same momentum
It
is being...
starts off slow, but as it starts going down, it definitely picks up speed. So it could definitely catapult you if you time it just right.
I guess I'll try to not get too aggressive and time it so that I can try and land on the purple one.
With the momentum, you take it with advantage.
Ooh. So that's 15.
You end up in the air, overshot here. You're like, reach the pinnacle of the jump, and you're going to start to drop again.
Oh, I'm telling you, I knew what I was doing when I chose Monk, and I hate myself for it because they have C abilities. I didn't know this one even existed, but slow fall. I'm going to use my reaction.
Okay.
And reduce any falling damage by 25 while trying to land on that green ball.
Great. What I'll do is, since you're using slow fall, with your dex check to hit that green one, take advantage.
So that's 16.
Land right on top of it. It's 2 is a little on the slippery side, but you do land on it and have a grip.
And does that gem look like if I jumped up there, it would come out? Or how big is it? Like relative to me, 5'2", 3", I think I said I was.
Yeah, it would be like this for you, like reaching your arms out, you could get the two edges. Not at the full extent of your reach, but probably the half extent of your reach. It's a pretty big gem.
I guess I'll just try to jump up on top of it first.
I am going to give you advantage because unlike the spheres, this thing is not slippery and it has a number of angles in which you can grab.
Okay. So that's 16.
You grab a hold of it. It's a little precarious because it's not like a great hold, but you're kind of like on it, like from the sides. You would need to climb up to make yourself a little more secure, but you are held on to it.
Okay, and I can climb up maybe to the top of it.
Sure, and also you don't
And-
even have to roll for that because you're a monk. I'm just going to say you're at the top of it.
Okay, and so is it look like it's kind of tapered, so it's going into the wall, and I could position myself
Yep.
between the wall and it?
It's
I'm
not
gonna
a super deep. It's not held in super deep. There's only 4 little prongs, 4 corners that are holding it. They don't even look like they're super. It's just holding it in barely, in other words.
God, I hope I don't break this thing. And so with my back against the wall, I'm going to use an unarmed strike to kick it with my feet and try to shove it out of the wall.
Give me a unarmed strike.
15.
You lift up your foot and you kick it. Obviously breaks the 2 prongs at the top and then kind of starts flipping in the air. So it kind of goes up in front of you and is spinning in the air at the apex before it's going to start to drop.
Oh shit, Franco, look out! And I mean, I'm not going to try and, I'm not going to try and do anything to it. I'm going to try and, I assume I still have a reaction now that all
Yep.
that's occurred and I can
Yep.
slow fall.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I will just use my reaction to take care of myself. Then I yelled out to Franco, watch out below kind of thing.
Okay.
And I guess I'll jump down using my reaction to slow fall.
Okay. It hit the apex. It's starting to drop now. And you're going to jump as
no,
well?
It can fall. There's nothing I can do to save it. And yeah, I'm just going to try to get down as quickly as I can.
First, I need you to roll me a 20-sider.
Okay.
The gem's going to be fine unless you roll a 1.
16.
Okay. It hits the ground and you hear a crack of the floor and you see a crack and chip in the floor and the thing starts bouncing. At this point, a number of candy canes come flying at you, none of which hit you. Boy, are you lucky. And
Woo!
you hit the ground, and so it's 30 feet, so that's 3 6-siders worth of damage. And you know what? I'll let you roll it. Roll 3 6-siders. 3 6-siders.
Of course, I'm trying to roll 4.
You want to roll 4? You're more than welcome to.
No, 16 minus 25.
You're good.
I'm good.
But now you notice 2 things. You notice some candy canes flying in your direction.
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
17.
One of the guards from the platform on the lower side is firing on you. The other starts firing at the wall here. You see they hit the wall with the candy canes, and they do a diagonal line of these candy canes going down to the ground. The one who was firing puts the gun back on their back, runs over there, and starts running down the candy canes that are sticking in the wall there. They do well until they're about 10 feet off the ground, then one of the candy canes snaps and they hit the ground. But they get themselves up and start heading towards the door.
Oh, as he's running, I'll throw my spear at him.
Roll the hit.
Since Franco's not helping out, it's a 4.
Okay, you miss. He goes through the door, hits a button, and yells, "Christmas pudding!" And all of a sudden, all the toy soldiers around you stand up. You hear them stomp in unison. Their rifles come up, and all of their heads turn and focus on you and Franco. And their feet start marching in place. And then they start walking towards you.
And I assume picking up the gem and running is too big for me to do.
No,
Right.
you can do that. If you have,
All right.
and if you have Franco, it can go even faster.
As I'm running over to this, I guess I'm leaving my spear. As I'm running over to the stone, I yell into the little sending stone, We've got the gem on TL. We're under attack, and we'll grab the thing and try to get out of there. Franco, hurry up. Help me out. Come on. This is going to be terrible.
Franco gets hit with a number of candy canes. You get hit with 1 for 6 points of damage. As you get to the door, a number of these toy soldiers are closing in. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Before I even add my modifier, I am going, because I rolled an 8, I'm going to use one of my lucks. And that gives me advantage on that, so I can roll again. And then, okay, that's a 23.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So you get about 10 feet away from the door. You're closer to the door. Franco's behind you, bringing up the tail end of the gem. He gets set upon by all these toy soldiers and ends up releasing the gem. You stumble back through the door. Some of the toy soldiers have turned in your direction as you go through the door with the gem. What do?
I'm going to keep trying to take that gem and drag it to the elevator.
Okay.
Franco be damned. Don't
Give
call
me
me
a
tall.
dexterity check, please.
I'm going to use one more of my luck, and I only got 3 of those. So, because that was a 3. That was bad. Oh, boy. Fuck it. I'm going to use my other luck. I'm burning them. Well, that's not the worst. That gives me 13.
You get to the elevator, and as the doors start to close, a toy rifle point comes through. What do you do when the doors close on basically the bayonet is sticking through the doors?
I'm going to go with an unarmed strike shove.
Natural 1. I'm going to say you're fine. You pushed it back 5 feet. The door had closed on the bayonet. It opens. You push the soldier. You see about 12 more headed in your direction. The doors close again. What do? Because you're not moving yet.
I am going to push ST.
Okay, and you go up a floor. You start going up.
Pull the gem out and yell from Azul. Well, I won't yell, but I'll start calling out from Azul.
Mazul. You go up to the floor marked ST.
Correct.
The door is
Me and Yuli.
open, and you and Uli step out. You see a large platform. On the other side, there are a set of steps. Give me a perception check, please.
13.
You see that this machinery, you get the feeling that on the 4 corners are these chains that go up to a hatch in the ceiling. This is a huge section of floor that's risen up just a little bit. It appears to be of a different material from the rest of the floor. And
Okay.
there's holes at the 4 corners where the chains can go down. And the chains go up to the ceiling that's about 30 feet up to a metal industrial hatch that's the same size as this different section of floor. And on top of the floor is a humongous sleigh. And it is gigantic. It is pristine. It is very modern looking. In the front, on the front of the sleigh in gold script, it says Rosebud. You also notice about midway on the right-hand wall here, there are a set
Yes.
of double doors.
I would like to try to use detect magic.
The entire sleigh glows.
I mean, I'll look around, see if there's any gems on it, I guess. I'll walk over to it.
Doesn't appear anything. It just looks like it's got a very comfortably cushioned bench in the front that the driver would sit in. And the rest is just open cargo area.
Does it look like it's made for like giants or something, or does it look like it's just
the
really
bench
big?
makes it look like it could probably be made for a person, just a very large person. Might be a little taller than usual, but it just looks like a big, comfy, cushy bench seat.
Okay. Yuli, you know anything about this?
We don't celebrate where I'm from.
I look around the rest of the room.
It's a big-ass
detect
sleigh,
magic. It is awfully big. We're not here for that. Let's find this key. So I look around the rest of the room, looking in the corners, whatever that is. Is that like stairs in the back of the room?
Yes.
All right, I go over to the double doors.
They are two large wooden barn-like doors with a latch on them on your side. One of those simple bar latches that slides to the side. And they look like they slide open into the walls on either side. And they are bright red.
Do they look like they're like locked or something, or no?
They look like they're sealed because the bar's in place.
So it's just a bar. Doesn't look
Yeah.
like lock. Okay. I say, Yuli, grab the other end of the bar.
Okay, boss.
We will unbar the doors.
Okay, give me a dexterity check just to make sure you're not totally inept.
Well, you never
Roll
know.
above a 5 and you did it.
Hey, lucky 13.
You do it, and when you open it up, you look in. The ground is covered in hay. These are stables. Give me a perception check.
16.
The stable directly in front of you, you can see in. There is, it looks like an elk or a deer or something that is massive. It's bigger than what you, Dan, would know a full-size moose would be like. It's bigger than that, and it's got these curved antlers that actually look like a weapon that a Klingon might use for hand-to-hand battles. The edges of these antlers look to be honed almost to knife points. And the other thing that stands out as this animal looks at you is that the eyes glow red. You also notice on the door a gold plaque beneath it that says Prancer. And it looks to you and it just snorts and little steam comes up from the nostrils and starts stomping its hooves inside. Now this thing is really impressive and really large.
When you say stomping its toes, does it look like it's agitated?
A little bit, yeah. Now that you
Okay.
opened it up, and it's looking right at you with those glowing red eyes. It snorts again, and you hear somewhere else in these stables some others snorting. And then you hear snorting all around from different stables and different kind of stompings of hooves.
Yuli, we should look around the room while I have a detection spell going.
Okay, so you're going to just kind of walk around the room?
Yeah, I want to stay back. It looks like there's about 20 feet or so, right?
Yeah.
Between the wall and the
Yeah.
stable and stuff. So I will, stay back far enough that they're not going to
You're not going to reach you. That's fine. Will you be going to the right or the left?
I will go to the left.
As you step in, you notice the right, there's racks going all along the wall with large leather tacking and what look like large jingle bells attached to all of this, hanging on the wall the length of the wall. You go up and you go around the top. You see two more pens. These stables seem to be too thick and go the length. Up ahead, you see a trough, a very long trough, just sticking out from behind the other one in the middle before there's another set of pens on the other side of it. You come to the edge of this first set of pens.
Can I see down between them?
Yeah, all you have to do is look around.
So
Okay.
I look down there.
You look down there, you hear, "Hey, Jingle, you see that?" "I see it, Jangle. They're intruders." All of a sudden, you see the two of them each go to a pen door and start unlatching them.
Oh, shit. Sugar plums. Dang. Okay. No need for that. No need for that. What are you doing? No.
You see two elves dressed all in bright red. They're about 3 feet tall. The one is taller and thinner than the other one with a huge nose and blonde hair. The other one has curly red hair and is about a foot shorter and a little bit pudgy than the other one. They have them unlatched. They're opening them up. This one then moves down to another setup.
Oh, shit.
The
Okay.
animal within steps out and looks at you, puts its head down, and starts pawing the ground. And you now see the full set of that rack, and it's huge. It's probably like a 20-point rack, and each one looks sharper than the other one. They're all pointed forward.
Wonderful. All right, can I quickly step back behind the thing?
Yep. Give me a perception check, please.
10. So I'm at the corner. I'm assuming.
You step back
That's,
around the corner.
Yeah, like what does this wall next to me look like? The wall of the pen there. Is it like
There is a door, and you see another one of these animals snorting and looking at you, and is kind of pressing up against the door, like looking to try to get
Okay.
to you.
I mean, is this a full wall that goes all the way to the ceiling?
The
or
pen
whatever?
or the no, it goes about 25 feet up,
Oh, okay.
but the door
So
is a
it's tall,
half
but-
door.
okay.
The door is a half door.
Right. All right.
And
I dump
so
back
with
there.
that perception check, the last thing you see as you go step back around the corner is the things start to charge in your direction.
Then I would like to rush around to the other corner there.
Give me a dexterity check, please.
So 13.
You make it just on the other side as this first one comes around the corner and ooh, you see it reach its head down and fling it up, and you see Uli go in the air
Jeez.
with a little burst of blood from where it hit him.
You only didn't move with me, huh?
No, because you're controlling him and you didn't say anything.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right.
And then the thing starts charging towards you. Give me one more perception check, please.
14.
With that, you see as this starts charging towards you, you see another one start to come around the corner. You can already tell these things seem significantly faster than you.
Well,
And I
wanna
will
try to
tell
make it to
you,
the doors.
I will tell you, when you were in here, every place that the little bits you have gone, the only thing that
Mhm.
triggered magic were these animals.
Guess I'm gonna rush back to the doors.
Okay, give me another dexterity check, please.
I am pretty fast myself, so I'm
Good.
hoping I can make it there. 18 plus 4 is 22.
You get through the door. And the last
so
thing
I'm out
you
of-
saw as you went through the door was another one of these animals coming around the corner from the bottom.
Do I think it would be quick to shut the doors or no?
You think if you do it now, you could shut them.
I'll shut them.
Okay. Give me another dexterity check, please.
Ooh, 6.
Okay, roll me a 20-sider, please.
11.
7. So you're able to pull it shut, and as you pull it shut, you hear a loud crash about it. And between some of the boards, you see a knife-like antler point come through, and it starts shaking as it seems to be trying to pull it out. The door is not, it's just shut. It's not sealed. You would just have
All
to
right,
slide
I
the
want
bar
to-
back.
So I want to cast Disguise Self and make myself look like one of these short elves, and then I'm going to hide under the sleigh. That's
Okay.
what I want to do.
You get under the sleigh, you see the doors rattling, and all of a sudden the one door slides with a crash open, and standing there you see a large deer, one of these large creatures. It's a reindeer. It's stomping and it's snorting, and you see two other ones behind it, one on either side, and all of a sudden it starts going.
So
Takes a couple steps
I'm like-
forward.
I look like I'm cowering under the sleigh or whatever, but upon seeing the door open, I quickly point to the stairs. I'm like, ah. I want to
It
try to
kind of
lead them
narrows
that
its
way.
eyes and then looks towards the stairs. All three of them sprint towards the stairs.
Well, if they went that way, I'm gonna go look for Yuli.
Okay, be aware, you saw these elves seem to be just opening up stalls.
I know. I'm hoping my disguise holds up for the moment. With a scared expression on my face, I'm going to rush in there around the same direction I had come from. See if Yuli's laying there or not.
Give me a perception check.
Only got a 4.
All you see is there is one of these reindeer coming around the corner at the top and one coming around the corner at the bottom.
I just kind of like flatten myself against the wall and kind of like motion
the
them to
inside
go
or
through the door.
outside?
In the stable room. I kind of want to look like I'm just kind of like moving to let them pass, and I kind of motion through the door like, yeah, that way.
Okay, so when you come through the door, are you doing that to the right, being that that's the side you seem to be on?
The top side
Okay.
to the left, I guess, because I want to head over that way and just see if I could find Yuli over there.
Okay, so the one comes up and looks at you and starts sniffing you and looking at you, and narrowing its eyes at you.
I just give it a big smile.
continues through the door, but constantly with its eyes on you until it goes through the door. You go forward to the top of where the stables are, and as you peek around the corner, you see one of these reindeer over top of the body of Uli, which has been disemboweled, and there is blood everywhere.
Oh, geez. All right.
And you also see a couple other reindeer coming up from further below from other stalls.
Well, I'm going to try to pretend I'm an elf here. Is the deer just standing over the body, or is it doing anything with it right now?
It has its nose in its chest.
Oh, geez. Okay.
And you see steam coming up from it.
What the hell, reindeer? I just kind of make my way back to the double doors.
You make it to the double doors without a problem. You see one more. The last thing you see is the ass end of one of these deer go through the door and seems to head up towards the stairs. As you get to the door, you see some more coming around the corner at the bottom in your direction.
I just kind of mutter loudly to myself in case anybody can hear, like, oh, I got to tell somebody what's happening here. And then I kind of rush over to the elevator.
As you get to the elevator, two things happen. From up by the stairs, you hear a loud, I want to say roar, but it's a very strange animal sound. Like it's one of either communication, distress, anger, you're not sure or what it is, but you hear a couple of them let this thing out. This noise out from somewhere over in the stairs, possibly up or down the stairs, but it's a strong sound of a number of them. And at the same time, the door opens up of the elevator and you see Jules directly in front of you as the door opens up. And in front of you, Jules, you see a 3-foot tall elf with blonde hair and a huge nose in a bright red elf outfit.
Oh, I ready myself with my 2 daggers, and I'm ready to attack.
Oh, don't attack me. Don't attack me. I know who you are, Jules.
Mr. White?
Yes.
Give
I
me
forgot your code name.
Hey, Jules, give me a perception check.
My passive is 16. Does that matter?
That's all you need.
Okay.
Somewhere in the distance, it sounds like on the far end of this room, you hear this strange roar of this animal call. It sounds like about 3 or 4 of these animals with this loud roar of, you're not sure if it's distress, anger. It's obviously some form of communication. You hear another roar echo from inside the doors that were similar to the ones you saw. From in there, you hear a huge number of these animals respond. And then from on the far side of this room, you start hearing, but like of many, many feet or hooves or something.
What the hell is that?
Big, giant, evil moose deer things. Let's go. Get back in the elevator.
All right. Do you have the gem?
No, I don't think there's one here. It's stables. And a
All right.
giant sled.
Quick, get on. Quick, get on.
Okay.
We'll go down to S.
All right.
Mazul, you see that Jules surprisingly has his giant jewel in his hand. It's up in the corner of the elevator as the door's shut.
Is that a
And
key?
Yeah, where's yours?
It's humongous. I don't know. I thought I was looking for a little gem.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I got it, though.
I don't know what happened to your buddy, but Yuli was with me, and the dang deer moose thing ate him.
Yeah, they were like, I don't know, 50 toy soldiers, and they were well armed. I don't think Franco made it.
Oh no, we're losing all of the. We're losing our buddies.
Yeah.
By the way, I look like this because there was a bunch of these guys in the room with the deer moose things, just letting them out of the pens to come kill me. So this was how I got away.
While we were there, did Jules see the sleigh on the lift?
yes, it is a huge sleigh, pristine, very modern looking, kind of like if you were in a very high-end car dealership. It's candy apple red, a very bright, beautiful red with gold trim. And you know what? Give me your perception check, the passive is 16. On the
Yeah,
very
I could
front
roll.
of it, in gold script, you see the word Rosebud.
What a strange place this is. But I did notice there was a platform on my floor too. I think it's like an elevator. Maybe it goes to the roof. If we need to get there fast later.
There were chains that went up to the roof.
Yeah.
And it looked like a door up there.
And there was one on my floor that probably went up to your floor. Let's get down and see what's going on with Twist.
I did, just so you know, I did have a detection spell going, and I did not see anything magic other than those horrible creatures and the sleigh.
You don't have a shrink spell, do you? This thing is
No.
humongous. How are we going to carry this around?
Yeah, I don't know. I do not have a shrink spell.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we'll just drag it. I don't
I
know.
mean,
We'll keep it near the elevator.
I could possibly turn it invisible.
Okay, we'll put it near the elevator. You can turn it invisible. Maybe Twist can make it small. Who knows?
Yeah.
You guys are crazy with
They
your
know magic, right?
things you can do.
I'm going to stay looking like this, by the way, for the moment. So,
That's a good
Okay.
idea. Maybe I can look like your prisoner if anyone comes by.
oh, okay.
I don't know if it'll work, but we can try it.
Yeah, sure.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay, so you hit
Make it look like
S
put
button
your hands
and you
like they're
start
tied up.
heading down. Kronz,
Yes.
you heard on your sending stone someone using the frequency to call to the local authorities that there are terrorists in the North Pole Industries building. There are hostages. One of them has already been killed. They are well armed and have all sorts of weaponry and explosives.
Carl and Tony are still with me?
Yes.
Carl, whose frequency could he be going from? Whose sending stone could he be using?
I don't know.
Everybody sound off. Let me know that your associates are with you.
Eddie and Theo sound off. Heinrich, Marco sound off. Fritz sounds off. We'll say the Mazul, Twist, and Jules sound off. That's the only ones you hear from. And Carl and Tony, who are right with you.
Keep an eye out. Authorities might be arriving soon, and that is to be expected, and as it turns out, necessary, but
You get a call also from Eddie stating that a fire alarm has been pulled.
what floor did it go off on?
One of the shut-up floors near the top.
Carl, check out those floors.
Will do. Carl turns to Tony and says, "Why don't you come with me?" Tony, no.
If you can lock him into an elevator shaft, since those floors are under construction, you can keep him there until the authorities arrive.
Sounds good. And they disappear. Twist.
So, Fritz, that elevator ride was a bitch. It felt like forever.
The elevator doors open up, and you see a winter wonderland in front of you, with hills with
Hell.
Christmas trees with glowing lights and crystals on them. And you see hills and icy patches with a stream with pools going through the center of this large expanse. It's probably about 40 feet high to the ceiling, which you can't see because there appears to be quite a snowstorm happening in this room.
What the hell? Fritz, stick near the elevator for the moment. I don't need you to die on me. Just hold the entrance. If I
Sounds
need you,
good.
I'll
He
call
takes
for you.
out a cigarette from a pack that has foreign writing on it and lights it up and says, "Will do."
So, looking around...
I'll stand here
do-
and pose as if I was a model for some European fashion magazine.
You know what? I like where your head's at. You have a future somewhere else. Looking around, do I see the what could be the gem in question? Like,
What
I know you
you
said there's a bunch
see
of glowing
is
stuff, but
all of these Christmas trees are adorned with all sorts of glowing lights and crystals and decorations. All of them have a lot of that sort of stuff on them. You also notice that the water has a strange blue sheen to it and a glow. It looks like unbelievably pure crystal clear water, but it just seems very, very deep and has that kind of glow that you find with some very pure Arctic water.
is it glowing the same all over, or is it like a central point glowing brighter?
It's kind of all over. It's that.
It's uniform.
yeah.
That's what I'm trying to. It's not like, oh, there's obviously a giant glowing gem in the middle that's making the pool all look. That's kind of what I was getting at. First thing I'll do as a ritual, I will cast Unseen Servant, which will appear next to me. Well, no one else can see you, so this is good. All right, friend. We are going to be looking for a giant gem, or a small gem, or a medium. It's a gem, some kind of magic gem, glowing. I don't know if they actually told me the size. Fritz, did they tell us the size or shape?
Just a gem.
Just a gem. Damn it. Just magical, right? That's the only kind of other descriptor they gave to us?
Sure.
God, I wish you paid attention. You weren't just here for your looks. Okay. So, my friend, first thing I'm going to need you to do is go into the water and swim around, and if you find anything gem-like, bring it back out.
I'm not going in there. I'll get my hair.
Not you, Fritz. No, not you, Fritz. I'm talking to my friend here. Yes, that's his name. So I will. While I'm also going to keep an eye out, looking around to make sure I'm not going to get like ambushed. So we'll say I'm approaching stealth to the edge of the water. Then the unseen servant will just quietly go for a swim and see if he can retrieve anything. And also, if you find something and you can't bring it back, you come back up. 1 tug on my robe if you found something and you couldn't retrieve it. 2 if you found nothing. We'll go to the first pool of water.
Looking at the spell, it says it has 1 hit point. It doesn't say anything about immunities or anything like that. Because once it steps into the pool, all of a sudden you see the thing kind of freeze solid and then burst into shatter, basically.
Well, you can't see it, but I just kind of feel the spell dissipate then.
Right. Well, I'm assuming because it's invisible, when it freezes, you probably can see.
Oh, you see its silhouette, and there's kind of just bloop right into the water. Just kind of like, well, good thing I didn't go into that. A ritual.
And as you're looking at that, give me a perception check, please.
18.
Okay, very good. That gives you a chance to give me a dexterity check with advantage.
I will take the 13 instead of the 8.
An incredibly large walrus comes sliding down the snow from behind you and over to the right of the map, down this chute of snow, aimed right for you. You are able to step to the side, and the thing goes past you into the pool and swims down deep.
Okay, well then. I step away from the pool of water.
You see Fritz go, that was close. Good move, my friend.
Yeah, I've got a couple trips up my sleeve. I'm going to cast another
Keep it up.
unseen...
This is fun to watch.
It's about to not be. I cast Unseen Servant again as a ritual, and then I turn myself invisible. First, I'll go over to this Christmas tree in the bottom left, Paul. I'm going to examine it closer to see if I see anything stand out. Unseen Servant's following me, so we just keep that going.
As you are going up to it, you do see what looks like a very large walrus. On one side seems to be sleeping in the snow underneath the boughs, and a seal on the other side sleeping underneath the boughs.
Guardian animals. Great. Is there anything distinct or unusual about any of the ornaments? Is there something
There's nothing that looks specifically like a gem. There are icicles. There are what look like glowing candles, like stuck to the tree, but they glow as if they're magic, more so than actual candles. You see all sorts of sparkly snowflakes that glow, all different colors. You see a lot of natural nature sort of things that have these brightly colored glows to them. It's as if Mother Nature decorated the trees and
Gotcha.
imbued them with this magical touch.
From where I'm like observing this entire area, do I need to get close to each of these trees to see if one of them has stuff that's different on it, Paul, or is that something I
Possibly.
can notice? So I do have to check them. Okay.
If that's what you want, if you want to check the trees for the gem, that's what you
Yes.
would have to do.
Okay. Yeah. So after I've done this single one, I guess the walrus that attacked me initially came from the right-hand side.
Correct. It came from.
If we're looking at lower
there
right,
is a
correct.
chute right here.
All right. So I guess I'll inspect the trees where that one came from.
Roll me a stealth roll, please. And because you're invisible, give me it with advantage.
Oh, wait.
Advantage. The first one rolled a 13. What are your bonuses
Okay.
to a 13?
Oh, then +2, so it would have been 14.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
So you sneak up there quietly. You notice there are seals and walruses up here as well. And you notice 3 chutes from up on this level coming down, one in front that comes down to each of the pools. And give me a perception check, please. Now that you've kind of done this and you rolled a decent stealth, you can take that with advantage as well.
22.
Okay, with a 22, I'm going to say you check all 3 of these trees on top of here. There are quite a few walruses and seals up here. Each of these trees is very much like the first one you saw. They are beautiful and the colors are amazing, but there is nothing that looks like a glowing magical gem.
All right.
You are high up on this promontory overlooking everything. As you turn around, deep within the center of the center pool,
Gotcha.
you do see, because you're up pretty high, there is a glow deep down in the center.
Then I'm going to stealthily make my way to the pool's edge. Unseen servant following. Obviously, I don't think you could do anything at the moment.
It's about this time that you see the walrus kind of flop out of the pool that I originally went into, and just it looks around, doesn't see you, and starts flopping up towards the first Christmas tree that you checked.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand. Send that into the water and hope this thing doesn't weigh too much.
What's the weight on it?
It can lift 10 pounds.
Okay.
So I'll at least be able to tell how heavy it is, or at least how not light it is. So
Okay.
I'll send it down and see if it can get a grasp of it. So now that I'm standing and looking in, Paul, do I see something?
You see the glow, but it looks like it's pretty deep. The hand, being that it's just energy, isn't affected by the cold.
Correct.
It goes
It's
down.
just force.
Yes, it goes down, and it goes down. It seems to go down pretty far. It's probably about 20 to 25 feet deep.
20, 25 feet deep. Okay.
And here's what happens. You see the glow shift and then shift again, but it doesn't seem to rise at all.
Yeah, like I've used Mage Hand for a while now. I know when something's too heavy and it can't.
This is obviously too heavy.
I recall Mage Hand back up to me, pull out my rope, tie a slip knot to it, and I'm like, all right, buddy, we've done this plenty of times before. Wrap the rope around it, cinch it tight, 2 tugs, and I'll pull it back up with you on there. And Mage Hand goes floating down into the water with the rope.
What's the length of rope?
I have 2 lengths of rope that I tie together, so it's over 50 feet.
Okay, you get the tugs on the rope.
With unseen servant's assistance, we start hauling up on the line.
Okay. It feels like a cinder block.
Okay, so it's not super heavy, but it's more than 10 pounds, obviously.
And so you know, it's about this time you heard Kron say, I need everyone to check in. And I'm assuming you just do.
Yeah, I just quietly good, please radio silence, or please speaking soon, shut the fuck up.
So you go down there, you pull it up.
Walry.
This thing, when it gets pulled up, is probably about the breadth of your shoulders, just past the breadth of your shoulders wide.
Okay.
and it's an amazing gem. It basically is made up of all these different shades of blue.
Oh, pretty. So, so I'm gonna grasp it so I can include it inside the invisibility spell that I have on myself, and then with Unseen Servant's help, you said it's not that heavy, right?
It's awkward to hold because it's so big, and it has a
Gotcha.
weight of about a cinder block.
Oh, between my invisible servant, my invisible self, I included in the invisibility spell, put the rope away, and we kind of just
Okay.
shimmy this uneven couch of a key back
Okay.
to where Fritz is hopefully still smoking. It hasn't been
Oh, he is. He's
mauled by Walry.
As you get to him, the elevator doors open, and you see Jules with a short 3-foot elf dressed all in red with blonde hair and a big nose.
All of a sudden, Twist appears in front of you with a giant gem in his hands. Hey,
Mr. Pig!
Come
on, get on the elevator!
Unseen Servant. You just see the gem kind of float on its own, but like stagger awkwardly into the thing, what it appears to be under its own power.
So you get in, you see Jules has a very large gem with him as well.
Oh, nice. 2? Wait, where's the third one?
Mr. White didn't find it yet.
Wait, where are the other guys at? Where are the other half of your
What's
team?
going-
You hear Mazul's voice come out of this short 3-foot
I
elf.
broke mine. Hey, can I get another one?
The people! What do you mean, get new ones?
So Twist, I look like a little elf, like a 3-foot tall elf dressed all in red.
And who's this? And
Blonde hair.
I gotta swipe my hand over the head, but I obviously just slap Mazul in their face because
I went to the floor just below the roof, and I don't think there was a gem there.
Okay, so are you standing in the elevator with the doors open?
I'm making sure because I was aware of the attack walruses in here, and I'm trying not to draw their attention. So the moment I realized, I just hit the next floor below mine.
Twist,
Technology.
as you hit the button for the lobby, the last thing you see are about 4 walruses and seals come sliding down and do a slide drift turn, and then start flopping towards the elevator.
You see, that's the shit I almost had to deal with.
And the doors shut.
You should have saw the 50 toy soldiers with guns.
I had attack Walry. Listen, where's your guy?
Well,
Well,
right.
there were
I love
50
that.
toy soldiers with guns. He didn't make it. He was a bit of a dick. He wouldn't listen to me when I called him his code name, and he just stood there like a jerk. And then he got killed. I don't know.
I just-
What are you gonna do?
These are
We
people.
were getting, I was getting
Yeah,
charged
he
by these
definitely was a
giant
person.
deer moose things. You only
But
just
he was
you
being
kind
a
of took
dick.
one for the team.
I didn't want to use his name. He just
I don't
stood
think-
there.
I don't think
around the
taking
pouch.
one for the team is kind of what fit in. And you
I
gotta
didn't
like,
force him. I backed up, and he stayed in the way of the thing.
all right, you know what? We're not going to question whether it is. Oh,
Yeah.
was he the one with all the candy?
Uli
Uli.
had
Yeah.
the candy bar.
Uli had the candy bar.
Oh,
May he
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Okay,
Probably
so
why
that's probably why
the moose
they
thing
killed
was
him.
eating him.
Or was he just eating the candy he had on him? I
Okay.
don't
It was
know.
a giant
Moose-
deer thing, and it was eating him, and there was like 8 more of those things coming after me.
Kronz, real quick, what has happened with you while these guys were doing their thing? Eddie let you know that a fire alarm was pulled and that the fire department was on its way. Carl came down. The first thing he said was, I didn't find anything. Where's Tony? We split up looking for him. We were supposed to meet back down here. What do you tell him at that point?
Eddie, cancel the alarm. And Tony, sound off.
Nothing.
I'm going to head. I'm going to be looking towards the crowd. I'm going to have Carl keep an eye on them as well to make sure that they stay back. I wanted this to be professional, cooperative, and adult. Not a lot to ask. Alas, your Mrs. Claus didn't see it that way, so she won't be joining us for the rest of her life.
You hear a massive intake of breath and shock, and then you hear the bing of the elevator, And shortly after that, you hear the doors slide open and you hear one of the elves. Now, all the elves on this floor at the party, the girl elves all seem to be blonde, dressed in pink dresses with matching Peter Pan hats. The boys are very similar, but they're all in like a powder blue suit with a little Peter Pan hat, except for one tall, thin one with glasses. But one of the little pink elves lets out a scream when the elevator doors open up.
I direct Carl, get them back.
He takes his machine gun and starts getting them all back into a corner.
And I go to the elevator and see what the scream is about.
You see Tony strapped into a chair with Christmas lights. On his sweatshirt is written, "Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho."
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. And Carl was the only other one with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Carl,
Yes.
you're going to want to look at this.
He comes over and basically yells that he wants blood and starts smashing up one of the catering tables.
You will get it, but Heinrich has to prepare the detonators and Theo has to prepare the vault. The authorities might arrive and they can waste hours trying to negotiate. Until then, you can tear the building apart, but we do not alter the plan.
Eddie radios you saying, we have a black and white coming up to the lobby door.
Let him in. Don't let on to anything. Treat it as if it's a false alarm.
Back to you three. The elevators open up onto the lobby. You see Eddie sealing the lobby doors, walking back to the desk in the lobby. He doesn't seem to notice you. Past him through the doors, you see a large cop in a red police uniform with white fur trim and a police Santa hat. Getting into his red police sleigh, which doesn't seem to have anything pulling it, by the way. It just seems to, as he starts to back up, you notice a body fly down from above and land on the front of the sleigh. You see the sleigh all of a sudden fly backwards and over an edge of a hill and disappear. And from up above, you hear all sorts of machine gun fire, and you see it bouncing off the sleigh as it's backing up at a high rate of speed.
Well,
Out there.
I don't think any certain things are going according to plan anymore. As I start pushing my gem toward wherever we need to, I think we need to speed up.
Kron's Eddie fills you in on that, as does
We'll see the body fall.
Marco,
Saw it hit the floor.
who lets you know that Heinrich and Wilhelm are both missing. And Heinrich had the detonators.
For what?
What are the detonators for?
You're hearing this on the communal sending stone.
One of us has to get to the roof. Heinrich was setting up the roof.
We've got two keys. We need
Take
need to
them
get one.
down to Theo.
We're-
Take them down to
we're here-
Theo in the meantime until you can find the third one.
Where's he?
Eddie says, points back to the far back end of the first floor of the lobby, way beyond the lobby. Down a hallway, past a large Christmas tree, and you see a light at the end of another hallway, and you hear what sounds like power equipment.
Carry our gems over there, I guess.
You go down there, and you see Theo with a bunch of computers set up, as well as a large industrial-size power drill. One of the doors has been opened up of this large vault. It's a roundish vault. One has been opened, split open, and you see another one behind it with a large indentation in the center of it.
All right, let's keep robbing stuff, I guess. Hey, we got these gems.
Oh, good. Good. All right.
Yes.
Just leave them here. Get me that third one.
I just kind of look at him in my elf form. Hey,
He looks at you and is like, you captured this one?
I'm in disguise. I'm in disguise.
Oh,
I wave my fingers. Magic.
weird.
Also, I need to take a 10-minute short rest. As I light one of Fritz's cigarettes. Warlock.
We don't have time for rests.
Too goddamn bad.
You can smoke in the elevator. It's all right.
All right, fine. Yeah, smoke in the elevator.
Let's go down.
Yeah, I mean, we can at least clear it out and see what else is down there. At least we don't have to worry about giant walrus or moosen. It's a plural for moose.
Here.
Is it moose?
Meese.
Moosen?
Meese.
Meesen?
Fritz goes, mooseless,
Really?
I think.
Mooseless?
Moose.
What do you- Is it like a flock of moose?
So you hit M, you go down, and the doors open up. It's dark, except for there's a lantern on either side. It looks like this area is carved out of the ground. The walls seem to be a mixture of dirt and black, shiny stone. And the ground is frosty. I mean, it's a dark dirt, but there's rocks everywhere, piles of rocks everywhere, and a frost seeming to cover the ground. It's very cold. There's like icicles down the walls everywhere you look.
I'll examine the wall that's just nearby. Rub my, I'll just touch it, and does anything come off on my hand?
Little black dust.
I lick it. Cold.
Has a little
Touch
bit
the
of a
gra-
licorice
touch-
flavor to it.
I touch it again. I'm like, yep, definitely
I don't
cold.
know if you should be eating that.
Yeah, it's...
What? It's not bad for you.
I don't
You
know.
sure about that?
I think these lunatics are keeping one of these keys down here.
I don't know. Is there shit glowing down here? It's dark as hell.
That's a
You,
good
you
point.
see there's a lantern on either side of the elevators, and you see a lantern in the distance up ahead, just for a little further up the track. There is a track that's coming down and loops around. You see a coal car, a mining car, and you see a short elf pushing it. You get little glimpses of them. They're dressed in brown and green and have a mining cap on and some goggles and a big mining pick.
That's what the M stands for in the elevator. Mine.
Oh, you're really smart, Twist.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
Hey, he's Mr. Orange.
Yeah, slap him. No, Mr. Orange. No, I'm Mr. White. You're Mr. Orange. Stop
Fritz
trying to
says-
confuse things.
I think orange is best. Think of it this way: an orange twist.
No, but
I like
the
that in
joke
my
was
cocktails.
I really like this guy and his thoughts on things. We can try to investigate the mine.
Fritz says, "I stay here. Keep the door open. I don't want any of that dust in my hair."
Yeah, Fritz, just
yeah,
guard the
well-
door. Check it out. How good are you guys at not being loud?
Pretty good.
Oh, I'm fine
Oh,
with it. It's
Can you guys see in the dark like I can?
Yes, I can.
I love that the roles were finally reversed. Dan and I can finally see in the dark.
That was the best.
Twist
I
and
can't
Mazul, give me a
remember.
perception check, please.
The two people who can see in the dark.
Monks are the worst.
17.
You see that elf covered in black dust, standing, holding its pick in one hand, staring right at you, and reaching down and pulling up what looks like a short, stubby candy cane with holes in it, and puts it to its lips and blows.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot
I
it.
quickly.
Nope. Yeah, I shoot it before he does that.
I was gonna say, can I quickly motion to it because I look like an elf? Can I quickly be like, oh wait, hold on?
Okay, so you're motioning. What are you doing, Twist?
Well, that kind of negates my. Hey, wait, don't do that.
Oh no. Okay, he's within range. I need him to make a Wisdom 15 saving throw, Paul.
14.
Too bad for him. As a ray of hypnotic patterns fire out of my hand and mesmerize him. While in this, he is charmed, and the creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0. And I throw my hands out, and just a little bit of confetti flies out of my fingers and zaps forward in a rays of hypnotic light.
Drops his pick. He got a little squawk out of
It's
the whistle, but then just kind of stands there and goes, "Candy canes and sugar plums."
Yeah, I go over and I stuff some rags in his mouth, tie tie a gag, and then just hog tie him. I gently put him in the coal cart.
I like the image of him like not putting up any kind of a fight whatsoever and just kind
We'll
of
just-
yeah.
Let's
Yeah, let's
okay,
look
guys.
around real quick. Look around real
Quietly.
quick.
I don't have too many of that particular. I can murder a bunch of people, but I'm trying to limit, the jail time I might have to do. Also, these are just innocent elves that have been exploited by
Yeah.
the man. Mazul, you should definitely lead the way because you're in disguise as one of them.
I'm a pretty quick movement typey person, so I get my little elf legs moving really quick. Look like I'm walking like a crazy little sprite. I'm like, start walking around, poking my head into any areas so that I can see if I see a big glowing gem anywhere.
So you see Mazul kind of step up, kick his feet, and they go like blinding into a blinding blur, and he just kind of goes and starts moving forward. So while this is happening, Kronz, you check in with Carl, and Carl says, "So, Wilhelm and Marco and some of the others, you're going to miss them, I'm sure." Comes across on the sending stone, a very high-pitched voice.
Indeed. I'm assuming you're our mysterious party crasher. You're very troublesome for a security guard.
Sorry. Would you like to try again where the prices really go up and you could win a brand new car?
Who are you then?
Just the fly in the ointment, the bottle and chain, the pain in the ass.
Are we all hearing this?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mystery Guest, are you still there?
Oh, I'm here.
What exactly is your goal here? Are you just another little elf who's seen one too many puppet shows? Who thinks he's Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli?
Nah, I actually kind of preferred butt trumpet myself, so yippee-ki-yay and balls to you. And it goes silent.
What the fuck is a butt trumpet?
What? I slap Jules. I'm like, shut up.
This place gets weirder and weirder, guys.
We get some gold ass
keep it
sugar
down
plums.
back
We'll
there.
get the hell out of it, and we can get that timeshare in Miami.
Oh yeah.
I instruct Carl to stay and control the crowd. I'm going to check in with Theo real quick.
He says,
Theo,
I got through the first door. I've just opened the second gemstone door, and I'm working on the second gemstone door.
excellent.
I just need the final gemstone, and we should be in.
Good. We may be having more interference soon, so be the eyes and ears and alert anyone of any changes if you see anything.
At this point, through the course of the past 10-15 minutes, you have heard this high-pitched voice person speaking to the local police officer from outside. And it seems you now have also been informed by Eddie that the place is crawling with North Pole police at this point. And there are police sleighs everywhere with the little red and green lights going.
I'm going to try and get onto that frequency. Attention, police.
Oh,
Attention, police.
yes. Deputy Elf Dwight
Commissioner.
Big Johnson here.
I said, cut to us in the mine shack, being like, what the? And cut back.
And then
I
you
think that's a
behind that
surfboard
you
for me.
hear, "Give me that," and you say, "This is the local sheriff, Tinsel, Washington."
This is Kronz Drosselmeyer. We have a few terms. We wish for no further loss of life. We are prepared to offer you. We are
Certainly,
prepared to
Mr.
offer you our
Drosselmeyer.
demands.
What can we do?
We have brothers in arms across the world that need to be freed. The following members are to be released from their captors: the 8 members of the Garden Gnome Liberation Army, the 4 members of the Dark Elf Underground, the 7 members of the Rat King Coalition of Germany, the 7 members of the Industrial Kobolds Agnostic Front, and the 8 members of the Eastern Europe's Dwarven Dawn.
And you hear Carl look at you and mouth, "Dwarven Dawn."
I read about them in Dragon Magazine.
Uh,
When these comrades have been released, we'll bring further instructions to you.
Mr. Drosselmeyer, I don't have that sort of authority. We need more time.
You have 2 hours to comply, and then I disconnect. And I'm going to have.
Last thing you hear
Carl
is is Tinsel Washington's voice go, "Christmas bells."
I'm going to have Carl continue to monitor the crowd. I'm going to head towards the roof to see
Okay.
if I can find anything, if I can find Heinrich's bag or who has Heinrich's bag. So I'm going to get in the elevator and head up.
You three here in the mine, you're heading east. Go partway down the tunnel, and the tunnel continues north and looks to open up, or you can make a left, and there's tracks that head straight ahead, or some tracks that break off and go north.
We've collected two of these things, Paul. Is there
Yes.
any glow anywhere that would hint toward a direction?
What are you doing to light your way, other than Twist?
Mazul can also see in the dark, so I assume just Jules can keep his arm on my shoulder. Mazul's going out ahead because he's disguised as an elf,
Okay.
and then we're just following behind, and I'm acting basically as eyes.
So I'm about 30 feet ahead, Paul.
So when you come to the split in the tracks, do you head straight or to the left?
Do I see a glow down either way?
What you see is by the torch, by these lantern lights, you just see sparkles off the stone in the walls periodically. Off this
Okay.
the little bits of black stone that you see everywhere. It's
I'll
a
go
shiny stone that just sparkles in the lantern light.
I make a left turn.
So is the idea search this floor as best as you can?
Yeah, it's dark enough and we've got two of these gems before, so the glow's pretty strong. Like, it would carry in this dark area, I think.
Someone give me an investigation roll, please.
I would love to, but I can't see.
And what I need everyone to do is
Was
roll
that-
me a stealth check as well.
I'm at 22 on stealth.
So
5.
a 12 for the investigation for me, Paul.
Okay.
And then stealth is a 13.
Okay. And what was yours,
Well-
Jules? Your stealth?
It is 22.
22. Okay. During the course of exploring these tunnels, there are a number of times that you see other elves like the one you saw before with mine carts. And some of the carts are filled with black stone. Others don't seem to be as full. Do you do anything? They don't seem to see you because you're all being very sneaky.
No, I mean,
No. Yeah, no, that'll
we
go.
want to see if there's a big gem in here. If not, then we leave.
I'm going to go to Kronz at this point. Before you go to check the roof, the tall elf with the glasses knocks on your door.
What does he want?
Kronz, darling, I think I can help you.
Do tell.
You see, you and I, we're not too different from each other. You do stuff with guns. I do stuff with stockings. Kronz, Booby, I can gift wrap him for you. The guy who's schmutzing things up for you, I can give him to you.
Who is he?
His name is Jack. Jack Frost. He was a friend of mine. I went to college with him. We went to Elf College. I brought him with me. He was my extra at the party.
Interesting.
Let me talk to him. I can help you get him to stop, messing things up, and then you can let me go.
A key fact that you need to bring up is he has our detonators, and we need to locate them. So be sure to have that be a main point as you speak. Mr. Mystery Guest, or should I say Mr. Frost? Mr. Jack Frost?
Mrs. Claus used to call me Jack, and my grandmother used to call me Mr. Frost. You're neither of them, Kranz. What do you want, you shithead?
I've got a surprise for you. A very special guest who was with you at the party tonight. And I give the sending stone over to this tall elf.
He says, Jack, Booby, buddy, it's Ellis. You really fucking things up, man. You gotta give these guys the detonators so they can let us go. I've got a date later tonight I need to get to, and you're just kind of messing things up. You hear that high-pitched voice say, Alice, you don't know these people. You shouldn't be doing this. What did you tell them? I told them we went to college. You were my +1 at the party. I didn't know you were going to go and do shit like this. You gotta give it to it. You gotta they want the detonators. They want the fucking detonators. Otherwise, they're going to kill me. You don't want me dead, do you, Jack? You hear
I
Jack
put my
go,
gun on the table.
You hear Jack's voice going, Alice, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what these people are capable of. I don't know this schmuck. I don't know anything about him. You leave him go. Let him go. He has nothing to do with this. Jack, Booby, you're leaving me out to dry here. And there's no response. And he's like, hands you the sending stone back.
I shoot Ellis in the face.
Oh!
You hear
That the
screams
frequency was-
from outside the door.
I hold the sending stone out. Do you hear that? Talk to me! Where are my detonators? Talk to me, or shall I shoot another one? Pretty soon I might get to someone you do care about, Mr. Ranger.
Fuck you, Kronz. And the sending stone goes blank.
Now I head towards the roof.
So as you're exploring these tunnels,
It's like, our boss is a little cutthroat, a little excessive on the violence.
I'm questioning a lot of my life choices right now.
I don't think the timeshare is worth it. We can say we make it back at this point, Paul. Like we investigated all your
sure. And since
Otherwise,
we'll
Fritz
say-
steps out of the dark with a lit cigarette.
Yeah. It's about time. You see him reading a European fashion magazine.
Everyone in it looks exactly like him.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or it's just
and even
him.
dressed like him.
Yeah,
So
it's just him.
while this is going, we'll go back to Kronz. Kronz, you make it up to the roof, to that level right below the roof. That's considered part of the roof, but it's not the top platform where everything, all the work was supposed to be done.
First, I'm going to make sure that things are set in place so that when the detonators are found, something will detonate.
Climb up on something to kind of get a look up there. It's not really working, so you have to set your gun down to be able to get up. One look, then you come down and realize you need to look down on the other side. So you jump down and you kind of go down and you find yourself looking at some dirty feet. A guy who's dressed in what once was a bright, shimmering silver and baby blue glimmering outfit that is just covered in blood and dirt now. And he's smoking a cigarette going, hello there. And he has
I'm
a
going to
gun in his hand. He has a machine gun in his hand that's kind of aimed in your general direction.
I'm going to attempt to put on a different voice so that he doesn't recognize it. Oh, please, God, no, you're one of them, aren't you? Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please.
No. I'm not like that. It's good. It's good. I'm a cop. I'm a cop from Macy's in New York, the Christmas Village. He says, my name's Jack. He goes, who are you?
Doe. Place in Doe.
All right, Playson. You ever used one of these before? And he hands out a revolver.
Oh, one time at a paintball ranch, but I'm sure that must sound really silly to you.
No, you just stick with me. All you have to do is cocks it, pulls back, hands it to you, says all you gotta do is point and pull the trigger. Keep close to me and you'll get out of here alive.
Carl, I think I found him, and I start to point the gun towards Jack's head.
Goes, Kronz. I was wondering.
Where are my detonators?
Funny thing that. Fuck you.
Come over there. That's not a joke.
I aim to shoot him in the knee.
And do you shoot?
I do.
It
I
just
fire.
clicks. And Jack goes, little too trusting, Hans. Did you really think I was that stupid? Picks up his rifle and aims it at you and goes, turn around, up against the wall.
I do as he says for right now.
Fritz
Becomes-
steps out of the shadows with a cigarette.
Comes up to you and pulls your hands behind you and starts to tie them. At this point, you, in the distance on your floor, you hear bang as you hear the elevator.
I'd like to attempt to struggle out of it.
He doesn't have you tied yet. He was just pulling your hands back when you heard the elevator.
Then I'd like to get out of it and use the butt of the gun to, at the very least,
Okay.
get him along the side of the head.
Give me a dexterity check, please.
Dirty 20.
You get out without a problem, and I will give you a free shot at him with the butt of the gun. Go ahead and give it a roll.
Right in the eyeball. 15.
You get him smack between the eyes. And at the exact same time as you do that, you hear a gunshot go off and a little burst of blood from his shoulder. He turns around, you see Carl in the doorway. Jack takes off.
I have us follow him, but I get my gun first, and I say, we're following him.
Okay.
He still hasn't told us where the detonators are. I
Problem.
get my gun, and Carl and I follow after him.
You're able to follow him. He seems to go down a few floors through the inner workings.
All right, well, let's go to the only other floor we haven't investigated.
But the one you needed to go to was TL.
We go to TL now to rescue
Yes.
Luscious. Wait, hold on. No, we have Luscious. Tall.
As the elevator doors close, Jules just yells out, "You're all slaves! Get out while you can! This place is going down!"
Zero chill.
Zero.
We haven't
Very
escaped yet.
He's young and impulsive.
Oh, I'm too old for this shit. I just wanted to retire in Miami in my timeshare.
Paul, my disguise self spell only lasts for an hour, so
In the course of searching, you hit that hour. Kronz, you were unable to find Jack, you or Carl. What you did get alerted to was local police's attempts to break in and what they were doing to ward them off, Eddie and Theo and Heinrich. Unfortunately, Theo tells you that the computers alerted him that NPI security has also been alerted and is being rallied and is on its way as well. And they will get in without a problem. And you know that if NPI security is on the way, there is a good chance the president of the company is on his way too. And that is definitely not a good thing, let alone the head of security and his team, which are very formidable to begin with.
Great. I'm going to keep trying to find the detonators, obviously.
When you did a loop of the floor, you found them. He left in a hurry and left them behind.
Good. I would like to blow the roof.
Do you do anything else before you blow the roof?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Warning your team of the giant explosion that's going to happen.
Kronz doesn't
Hey,
seem the
Do the
warning type.
cables that attach to the
Out of
elevator car, are those on the roof? How's this building constructed?
Looks
Asking
like
for a
big
friend.
cane.
The elevator does go to the roof. You know that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, whereas we're just the elevator's music's just playing. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Do we like step off, the explosion goes off, and the elevator car just drops behind us?
We'll see
It's
in
okay.
a little bit.
I
Because
think that
you are...
platform in the
Go
room
ahead.
goes to the roof. I've seen that
Platforms.
platform on all the floors.
Platforms. I had pools of water and wall rye
there's a giant sled on a platform.
and ceiling.
Yeah, there's a giant sled on one of the platforms, but this platform goes all the way up, I think.
Carl says to you, Kronz, if we're going to blow the roof to have some leverage, we might want to take some hostages.
True. Let's get back to the 30th floor.
You make it back down there.
Armed with my gun and Carl brandishing his, I want us to coax people to the nearest staircase, head upwards towards the roof. I'm assuming there are staircases in addition
Yes.
to elevators.
Yes.
Great.
And there's no problem getting them to go. It's going to take a little while, but you can get them all up there.
Good. And then I'll have Carl come back down.
Okay.
Have us make it go kerpooey.
The rest of you are going up in the elevator, and just to kind of make sure that you understand the situation of things, it's
Right.
the roof, the stables, the toy soldiers, and then TL.
Okay.
Toy llamas. All right.
You make it to that floor. You hear the bing, and the elevator doors open up. With Jules' passive perception, I'll just say this. It opens up. The entire floor is one big room. You see that elevator-type platform to the left with the equipment on the four corners. The room is filled with all sorts of toys of different sizes. Next to the right of the platform, probably hundreds of bags, large sacks of red and green. And you see 3 sets of rollers that all seem to empty out at the end by these sacks, where toys are being rolled into there, and then there are elves at the end putting these toys in the sacks.
more elves.
No one has noticed you as of yet.
So tell Fritz to stay by the elevator like normal. Like before, Fritz.
No problem.
I'm not losing you. Not on my watch.
Do we see any gems glowing?
No, but you see some toys glowing.
Like the giant toys, you mean, up against the walls?
Yeah.
Maybe the inside the toys? I want to have Unseen Servant again, Paul, with a ritual just to have by my side. I'll direct him to go to the doll to the left-hand side, and I'm like, check that for gems.
The one by the corner? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
glowing. All of a sudden, there's a rumbling in the room, and that large platform starts to descend from the roof. And on it, you see 5 figures. 2 polar bears that are standing up in leather armor. 2 giant snowmen that look like they're built like giant bodybuilders and have really mean looks on their face. And a 15-foot tall guy in a blue suit with white trousers, a long nose that has icicles dripping off of it, snow white skin, bright blue eyes, hair that looks like it's made out of ice, and a straw hat with a blue band on an angle that looks like one of those straw hats that they used to wear in the 20s during the salad days. And he looks at you and says, "Ah, welcome to our facility. I assume my stepbrother sent you?"
Who's your stepbrother?
Yep,
No habla inglés.
you know who that is. You know who it is. Yes.
No.
Stepbrother said it.
I
Who?
don't know anything, and I'm questioning all of my life decisions.
I was told there was a timeshare.
If
I
you
hate
co-
rich, powerful assholes, but this place is crazy.
If you come with us,
I'm almost certain we're working for terrorists.
you'll live. But you've been very naughty boys.
You can't. I don't know. I don't
Twist,
know
you see Fritz just kind of go, he's got a point.
I have not been naughty at all. I have specifically not done anything too bad to anyone at all. I have not hurt a soul.
Same here.
Yeah, I'm sure we can all say that due to none of our actions, we did anything wrong to anyone. Some
Okay.
might say we were held hostage.
So, Kronz, you go about, you see that the detonators, which all of them were set up like little round volcanoes that got stuck into the explosives, are all set up. It's at this point that all of a sudden you hear gunfire from the top part of the roof where you had all of the hostages go.
Then I'm heading down.
Are you heading towards the stairs or the elevator?
Elevator.
There is gunfire that explodes in front of your path. And as you look up, you see Jack up on the actual roof platform.
I aim at him.
Go ahead and take a shot.
Pichu. Gotcha. Okay. That was a 7, so that wasn't good.
As soon as you do that, he fires again. Okay, roll the natural 20 and then roll the second 20. Hold on, I gotta check my...
Paul, you're not
Well-
supposed to use the weighted dice on us.
You get fired in the chest, and you're by the edge, so you also get pushed back 20 feet. And it also
Yeah.
does 60 points of damage.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm like double dead.
So do we
Like,
just
that
see,
is-
like, are
That's
there
a very
windows
Merry
to the side?
Christmas to all and to all a good night.
Let there be windows so we just see the body go, ah! We're like,
So you fly
Oh.
off the building. All you guys hear is Tinsel, Washington go, "Oh God, I hope that's not a hostage." You had already set the countdown off for the explosives.
I did my thing.
Carl is up there. This stuff happened here where you were on your way to the elevators. The platform that is the roof with a runway is above that. Took the damage from the bullet, but then you fell about 80 floors.
Yeah. Yeah. And a Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night.
And at this point, a timer is flashing in fiery light on the roof at this point, but you guys don't know that.
okay.
This tall figure in the blue and white suit says, "So, come with us and you'll live. And tell me, how is my stepbrother doing?"
I really don't. You're assuming a level of intimacy that we have with your family member.
You can deal with me, or my boss will be arriving soon.
Your boss? Who do you work for?
Well, Mrs. Claus was the head of the board of directors. Her husband is the president. My
Oh,
boss.
shit. That was we all flash back to watching her get gunned down earlier and be like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh.
I don't think we'll be any better off if we go quietly at this point. Hey, you don't happen to have a big gem on you, do you?
No, obviously not.
It's worth a try. I don't think we should go quietly, guys.
No, I agree.
Please roll your initiative.
I'm going to use uncanny metabolism when I roll my initiative and regain all of my focus points, which I've used none, and regain some hit points.
So before we go into the full-on attack, Paul,
Yes.
the one thing I want to yell at this guy as I use my telepathic ability. So I'm basically using detect thoughts as one of my things. And I'm like, whatever you do, don't think about where the crystal is in this room right now as I point at him. And I need him to make a wisdom 15 saving throw.
He rolled a 15, but what I'm going to do is you get the message back, the toy.
So I get that message back. While this combat's going on, I give a command to Unseen Servant because I also have message as a cantrip. I'm going to do it quietly and tell him to go investigate the Jack-in-the-Box first. And if he finds the gem, start dragging it back to Fritz.
Aramis, you are first.
Who is this
excuse me.
Aramis?
Excuse me, Jules. I'm terribly sorry.
I'm gonna dash towards someone's stepbrother, the snow miser. Is that what it is? 80 feet.
Yeah, if the token had actually, I spent so much time making these tokens, and then last night they worked great.
Yeah.
Fucking
So I can go
Christ.
80 feet, and I'm just gonna take 2 attacks with my knives. So that's 26 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits.
All right, so 5, and then second attack. 14 plus 6 or 7, 21, 8, and that was unarmed strike. I was going to use the damage version of that. You make an attack roll against a creature, and on a hit, you deal 1 plus strength bludgeoning damage. So I would do that twice, 4 total.
Anything else you'd like to do there, Jules?
That is it. Holding my reaction.
Twist.
I really wish you wouldn't have ran right in there, but whatever.
No worries.
No, definitely worries. As
I'm
I
nimble
pull
as
out a jar, open up the pickles, rummage through the pickles, and pull out a tentacle. Okay, this is going to get weird. And I kind of like huck it. It'll land enveloping. I'll get these 4 guys at the very least in it, but not the main guy. Hunger of Hadar. A gateway to the far realm opens that is infested with unspeakable horrors. The sphere is difficult terrain, filled with strange whispers and slurping noises, which can be heard up to 30 feet away. And that's my action, as I duck behind a bag of toys.
Azul.
So those bags of toys in front of us, are they like humongous?
Yeah,
Like they look like they are?
yeah. And they're
Okay.
stacked pretty
So
tall.
can I get cover?
Yep.
I am going to throw a burst of sorcerer's energy at the big guy's head.
Could you be a little more specific?
I can turn it into an element of my choice. So I'm going to choose fire because he looks like a frosty dude. I'm adding 5 to this. So it's an 18 to hit.
That definitely hits.
2d8 for 7 points of fire damage.
It actually does a little bit more than that because it's fire. Anything else you'd like to do?
Who's that behind me? Is that Franz or whatever his name is?
That's
Fritz.
Twist right behind you.
By the elevator, you mean?
Fritz is by the
Fritz.
elevator. You look back and he's like,
He found a folding chair somewhere. Just like reading a newspaper and smoking a cigarette.
All right, I'm going to take cover there. That's my
Okay.
turn.
So now it is their turn.
For the 4 guys in that sphere, they will need to all make dexterity saving throws.
What's the saving throw?
It's a saving throw of 15.
Okay, 15, 19, 10, 3.
I'll just do the cold damage for all of them. They're
Stop
taking
right
the
there
full...
because all of them are immune to cold damage.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. This will be the acid. The ones that failed take a full 5 acid damage. Disappointing. So they are currently blinded, though, because they're in that area. It's difficult terrain while they're in there.
The 4 of them aren't sure how to respond yet.
Good.
But the big guy can.
You gonna murder the monk real quick so you don't get stunned?
Well, we've got an 18 on you and a 10.
The 18 barely hits, the 10 misses.
Wow.
On the hit, I will use my reaction, deflect attack, redirect attack. So, so this is when an attack roll that includes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Is it one of those?
Bludgeoning.
Damage hits you, you can reduce the attack's total damage by 1d10 plus 9. And because I'm using redirect attack, if you reduce the damage to 0 via deflect attack, you can expend 1 focus point, which I'm doing to do this, to redirect some of the attack's force. If you do, you choose the creature you can see within 5 feet of you. The creature must succeed on a DC 14 Dex save or take damage. 2d8
Are you
plus
able
4.
to direct it back at the person who gave it?
As long as they're within 5 feet if it was a
Which
melee
he
attack.
is.
I had to do 1d10 plus 9 to see if I could reduce it to 0.
All right, well, let me roll the damage first, which is 26 points of damage.
Yee.
All right, so I reduced it by 11, which makes it what?
15.
I'm terrible at math.
Y'all might want to try the disengage.
So I won't use the focus point to do the redirect damage because I didn't make it 0. That's it. That's my reaction.
That's it, because the other ones are...
now I'm pissed.
Now you made me angry.
Now I'm pissed.
Now it's Angry Jules is up.
All right. I've been planning this one now.
Now,
All right,
Jules,
so-
also, you notice a bunch of the elves, some of them are screaming, others are reaching below the rollers and reaching into crates filled with toys and seem to be pulling some sort of weapon out of them.
Oh, God.
All right.
Oh god.
As I begin my attack, I look over to them and say, "Get out now. You are slaves. Run for your lives." For my action, flurry of blows, which I have 2 attacks, so I will do that twice. So does 10 hit?
No.
Fuck.
Wait a minute. Roll another 20, sire, to see if you roll another 1.
6.
Okay.
All right.
You didn't have a critical fumble, so you're good.
All right. So flurry of blows was a... So for my bonus action, as my bonus action, I will take 2 more unarmed strikes. Let me get rid
Please
of
roll better.
19.
That hits.
All right. And I will use a focus point to do that with stunning strike. So a DC 14 con save.
16.
All right. And one more time for the second one. That's 17.
That hits. Another saving throw.
Yep. DC 14.
11.
Oh, all right. So I didn't do damage on the first one.
Right.
So damage on both, but they are now stunned until my next turn. And so for damage, that's 1d8 plus 4. 20. That's my
And you
turn.
see his icy blue eyes go wide, and he just seems to lock up.
Told you, run! Everybody run!
Anything
Well,
else,
you know-
Jules?
Nope, that's my turn.
A twist.
Good news. I now have advantage on all my attacks against him. Ha ha! Guess what, motherfucker? Eldritch Blast!
He is partially covered by a large mass of darkness, though.
He's 15 foot tall. I can see his head over that shit. Don't even try. First attack with advantage. I'll take that 22.
That definitely hits.
14 force damage to the dome.
Okay.
Eldritch Blast numero 2. I'll take that 26. Another 9 force damage to his dome. The creature automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws. So I blast them back 20 feet. 10 feet for each strike, basically. Okay, so that was my action. Bonus action, I'm checking in with Unseen Servant. Has he found a gem yet?
He's looked all over Jack in the Box. There's no gems on it. There's some shiny buttons, but they're not gems.
I'll check the next toy over then.
The bear?
Yeah, do the bear, and then if you don't find anything in the bear, the toy soldier. And I'll call that my bonus action, giving him instructions. And that's my turn.
Mazul, it is your turn.
I quickly look at Twist and I say, "You want to be hasted?"
Yes. Yes.
I
I
cast
wanna go
haste
fast.
on Twist.
2 actions a turn.
So I cast
So
that,
many Eldritch Blast.
and then I'm gonna. Can I see any of the elves? They look like they're armed and coming this way.
Give me a perception check, please.
So 9.
No, you don't notice anything. They're here, there, and everywhere. You don't
Okay.
notice any coming your way.
I'm just gonna try and sneak along for movement and move in between these bags over here. And if I can hide a little bit, I will take cover or whatever I can do there.
Well, you can squeeze into the bags there.
Not inside a bag.
No. There's they're piled
Okay.
up, but there's a gap there.
Right.
You can kind of squeeze into the gap and have all these
Sure.
sacks just kind of on all sides of you.
Mazul, check the bags. See if the gem's buried under the bags. Amongst the toys.
I start looking.
You'll have to start looking next round because you cast on
Yep.
Twist. So next round you can start
Yep.
searching. So it's their turn. The Snow Miser is stunned. Okay, these people. This one comes out this way. These two come forward. This one is still in there lost.
Excellent. All right, so the one that's lost will take 2d6 acid damage, 4 damage on that guy.
So none of the three of them are in a position to do anything. A 21, a 19, a natural 20, and an 8 on you, Twist.
Yeah. Who the
Okay.
fuck attacked me?
A
Did
total
any of them
8.
roll below a 16? I just have to check.
One of them did.
Okay, then that didn't hit.
So you take 18 points of damage. In your side and chest are 6 candy canes that have stuck in you.
Oh, now I'm pissed.
And Jules, it is now your turn.
How's the big guy looking?
Stunned.
But does he look hurt? Like, is he bleeding? Like,
There's chips of ice off him. When
He still
you hit him, like little bursts of snow dust would explode off him.
then yeah, I guess I'm gonna go after him. Unarmed strike. 19.
That hits.
DC 14 con save.
Okay, this is stunning strike, right?
Yes.
17.
Beats it. And so
Okay.
the second attack 24.
Okay, that definitely hits.
And so the DC 14 con save. And I need to knock those out.
An 8.
Ooh, so that one gets him. He's stunned again for damage. That's 19 points of damage. And how's he looking?
He has divots in him and,
Okay.
and some open little snow caves.
All right, for my bonus action, I'm going to use Flurry of Blows. See how this works out. So I can make 2 unarmed strikes again. 18.
That definitely hits.
I guess, so as part of Flurry of Blows topple, he would need to do a DC 14 deck save, but he's stunned. Would he still do that? I guess he would fail, right?
He would fail because Dex.
And so he's prone. And
Okay, so hold on. The
Yep.
timing's perfect for this. He falls backwards, and you feel the ground shake. And as you're kind of going, that was a good job. Overhead, you hear a huge explosion, and the entire building shakes.
did you guys see that? And I
What did
still
you
have
do?
one more attack. I will jump up onto him with the second bonus attack. Because he's prone, do I get anything? from
Advantage.
You should have
it
advantage.
advantage?
Yeah.
it? All right.
I mean, you've already stunned him.
22,
That hits.
and that's 8 more points of damage. that's my turn.
Oh, is that all?
And he's stunned and prone. Yeah.
So, hot question. An explosion occurred, right?
Yep.
Does it have any effect on, I don't know, like elevator, the large industrial elevator I'm looking at, or the elevators behind me? Because the door is still open. Fritz is kind of just sitting there keeping it, holding it open for an escape. Did the blast do anything?
It shook it,
Uh-huh.
and you notice pretty much everything in the room kind of shook. And with that in mind, everyone give me a dexterity saving throw. Just get above a
Really?
10. All of you keep your feet.
Yeah, so how does the room react to the explosion?
A number of the
curious.
elves have ducked down underneath the rollers. One or two seem to still be focused. You see a bunch of them like looking around, checking out their situation.
Hey guys, I think we should probably leave. I don't think that's a good sign.
Yeah, we probably don't
Yes.
need the gems.
I think we're cool now. As with my haste, I then blast the elf that hurt me because I'm vindictive.
Okay, what the one that hit you is this one right here. The one just past
Yeah.
Azul.
All right, yeah, so he's going to catch an Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
A 14 to hit.
that just hits.
He'll take 9 force damage. Then he needs to make a strength saving throw.
No, he doesn't, because he gets blown back and is laying on the ground back here. It was a little blonde elf. She's on her back, not moving.
Stop hurting me! And then I target these things because I know they're coming to hurt me. That first one, the one on the right, is going to take an Eldritch Blast. 22 to hit.
That hits.
7 damage, and it needs to make a strength saving throw.
16.
15. All right, so it doesn't get blasted back 10 feet. I will then target it again. 21 to hit on the next one.
That hits.
13 more force damage to it. Needs to make another strength saving throw.
4.
It gets blasted back 10 feet. One more blast. One final blast into it then. 17.
Just hits.
Another 9 damage to it. And it needs to make another strength saving throw.
18.
It's safe, so it doesn't get blasted back. Checking in with my unseen servant. Anything happening with him?
Nothing on the bear.
Nothing on the bear, so it's shifting over to the toy soldier. Definitely telling folks we should probably leave as I start backing up toward Fritz.
Mazul, it is your turn. Were you going to start investigating these sacks?
I heard we were supposed to leave, and that sounds like a good idea. I move over there next to Twist. So I'm going to throw Witch Bolt at that bear in the front. Attack roll. This plus 5, 24.
That hits.
For 14 points of lightning damage to it. There's like a thin line of lightning from my hand that is still connected to the bear. If it stays within range, I can hit it again automatically next turn.
Anything else you'd
It's
like to
just
do?
like a no. Well, can I just look at the other end of the room and can I see? I see the big thing is down, right?
Yep. And you
Can I
see
see,
Jules is on top of it,
I see Jules is on top.
standing looking down at it.
So I just kind of say to Twist, I'm like, he's pretty far away.
You see how fast he moved the first time? I think he can get back to
Yeah.
us relatively quickly. I use
Okay,
my telepathic ability, which is just I literally have telepathy. I reach out to Jules. I'm like, we need to go. If that explosion happened, I'll also say I've been trying to radio anyone in charge, and we haven't gotten a response.
Yeah, we know the big guy was coming too. So
We definitely witnessed the assassination of his wife. I don't want to be here for when he shows up.
I need Twist and Mazul and Fritz all to make me Constitution saving throws.
14 for Twist. So Fritz has 10.
And
I was
Mazul,
12.
12? Okay.
Yep.
Fritz and Mazul take full damage. Twist, you take half damage. Fritz and Mazul take 32 points of damage.
I'm down.
Twist, you take 16 points of damage.
Okay.
As these two giant snowmen grasp hands and with the other hand point their fingers at you. Mazul, I think you probably take half damage because it's this beam of ice that hits all of you.
Oh yes, I am resistant.
So you take half damage too. So 16 from Mazul.
So half.
Okay, on Mazul, that's a 8 and a 7. Excuse me, a 7. On Twist, that's a 7 and an 18.
The 18 does hit.
That's 12 points of damage from a clawed fist punch to the face.
Okay. Very close to being dead. We need to leave.
Also, a number of candy canes exploded on the wall behind you and on the ground around you. None of them hit, though.
Sweet.
Jules, it is your turn.
All right, I need a non-Grinch DM call on this one. So if I can take dash as an action, but I have a feat that allows me to take dash as a bonus action, can I stack them?
Yes.
Woo! Got him! Woohoo! All right. So as my action, I'm going to dash 80 feet. And then I'm going to use as my bonus action Step of the Wind, focused so that I am disengaged as I run past those two guys that are in front of me.
The giant snowmen?
I need to use a focus point for that. Let me take that off. And so that gives me another 80 feet. Is that the elevator to the left of everyone?
Yeah.
Behind to the left of everyone?
Yeah.
The
You're
elevator
targeting
doors
right
are
spot.
shut.
Well, Fritz was. I sense Fritz was holding the door open for an easy escape earlier, Paul.
Right. Well, here's the deal. If you chance a glance, Fritz is a wall of ice. His hair is all pushed back, solid ice against the wall of the elevator. The only thing you see other than the shape of Fritz encased in ice is the cigarette sticking out of his mouth and just the end just smoldering.
God damn that man.
How did
All right.
Damn it, I was trying to save you.
Twist.
All right.
It is
So
your
I'm gonna
quickie
do-
time.
I'm going to move some some chicanery because I'm not leaving engagement range. You can't hit me. So I kind of just reach over and I push the button. Does the
Ding,
door
and
open?
the door is open.
Is there an elevator car there?
Yep.
I'm going to hit both of those. I'm going to try to hit both of those guys with Eldritch Blast to blast them away. So the first guy that's closest, 13 doesn't hit.
The bear?
The bear.
It does not hit the bear.
So second blast into him again. 22.
That hits.
Okay, he needs to make a strength saving throw. 14 force damage to him as well.
7.
Yeah, so he gets blasted back 10 feet away.
It's the one right next to you?
Yeah. So just blast him out of opportunity attack range, and I step in the elevator. So I have one more action I can do. I lean out, and I'm going to graze. I lean out past our monk, and I'm going to hypnotic pattern, catching this dude here and these two, and also everything within 120 feet that direction. With
Okay, hold
hypnotic
on.
pattern.
Who are you hitting? The snowmen
So-
or the bears?
No. So the one bear I'm hitting, and the two snowmen because it's
Okay.
a cone. So I'm trying to limit the amount of damage Mazul is going to take from running. So I'm using hypnotic pattern. So they need to make wisdom saving throws.
You said the guy in the far back as well? So 4?
If he 120 feet, if he's 120 feet,
But if he's on his
15
back, not looking in your direction.
Oh.
yeah, then don't worry about him.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if there were any elves or anything else in the web. But just whatever. I was just letting you know it has range.
Okay, 2 14s and an 8.
So Funfetti pops out of my hand, and they all are hypnotic pattern incapacitated. Mazul, get in the damn box! As I'm sitting there, and with my free action, I'm like, unseen servant, push Fritz in! It's just got like, I imagine there's an invisible shoulder as the block just slowly starts sliding in.
Sliding.
Mazul, it is your turn.
I'm gonna dash for the elevator.
Okay, the one bear that was not hypnotic patterned will get an attack of opportunity on you. And it rolls a 9.
Yes.
9 total? Yeah. Excellent.
Well, 11
That's a
total.
miss.
11 total.
11 misses.
As the elevator doors
Uh,
close, I'm like, do we want to go to the lobby or to the roof?
Don't forget me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jules is not in yet.
Pull him in.
Are the doors actually shutting?
Can Mazul
Not
pull
yet,
me in?
no.
Oh,
Because-
wait. Yeah, can Mazul use a bonus action to just push him in with us?
Yeah, you can push Jules
Jules.
in.
Jules.
It's going.
Okay.
It won't be this round that your unseen servant gets to Fritz.
Fritz. Oh no! As I hit the closed door button.
Okay.
He's wearing a red shirt.
But it's a very fashionable shirt. Twist, roll me a 20-sider, please.
16. I have a thing to escape the elevator, Paul, if we need it.
That's fine, because what you see is that thing at the other end of the snow miser sit up, because it's their turn.
As the doors close.
Point a finger, and the doors start to close as this force of white, this sparkling, shimmering, like snowstorm starts heading your way.
Is that an attack?
Yes.
Can I deflect it
Yeah.
with my reaction?
Yeah.
All right.
Are you able to handle it? Doesn't do AoEs?
Is it bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing? No,
No.
It's basically like a ray.
probably not then.
Jules and Twist, give me a Constitution saving throw. Mazul, I'm going to say you can take it with advantage because you have yourself in the back corner, which I'm going to say is going to give you some
Oh.
cover. Yes.
Point of order.
Yes.
Can he see us through my Hadar?
Good point. All of you take
Ooh.
advantage. Very good point.
Yeah.
How long does that last?
A minute.
Okay.
9. Whoops.
12.
21.
What's gonna happen?
You see him sit up and put his finger out, but you don't see the finger because the black darkness is covering it. The doors start to shut. All of a sudden, through the darkness comes this. It's just like a rainbow looking through a diamond, sort of sparklingness that comes, and as the door's closing, it hits it. I'm going to give you quarter damage, and Mazul takes half of that. Quarter damage is 14 points. So Jules and Twist take 14 points. Mazul takes 7.
Because it's cold?
Oh, you take 3.
Ah, nice.
Jeez.
Excellent.
I forgot about that. You take 3.
Time to
I
go.
wasn't sure if it was cold or if
As the
it's
door
candy.
finishes closing, and I hit a button.
Yeah, so the door, and just like this razor thin line of ice and snow flies through.
Which floor do we go to?
The last
I
thing
have-
you hear as that comes through the door is ho, ho, ho.
So did it come from our floor or above?
It might have, you're not sure.
We don't want to find out.
Yeah. So do we want to go to the roof and fly away? Or do we want to escape out the first floor?
How do we fly away?
I can fly.
Oh.
And he pulls out rope. He's like, and y'all going to be tethered to me.
You've seen Muppet
Actually-
Christmas Carol, right?
Actually, I could kind of fly too, so.
What the Let's go to the roof and jump off the roof then.
Do it. Let's go for it. You in, Jules?
Sure.
I've never actually tried to carry somebody, but you know.
Listen, at the very least, it'll drag us down very slowly. And I got the haste action, so I can do it twice.
Wow.
So while we're riding the elevator, Twist is showing his oppressive rope tying skills as he's making harnesses for the other two.
The elevator goes to the roof, kind of starts shaking, and comes to a grinding halt that sounds like metal on metal, and actually is on an angle when it comes to a halt. The
Uh-huh.
doors open like a third of the way, and
Good
your third of the door is the roof, and it doesn't open all the way, and the elevator obviously hasn't gone all the way up.
Yeah, we'll just squeeze on through that.
And you
Yes,
see carnage, black soot, bits of flame, and all over, little fires all over the roof. The actual part of the roof itself is gone. If you see the second lower level of the roof and the inner workings of the building all on fire and exposed, the actual roof
Huh.
runway is gone.
So you think think we were working for the bad guys? As I'm like tying the harnesses onto the two on the roof. So do whatever you can do to help out with the flying. I guess you can lighten yourself with your slow fall. What can you do as sorcerer? What you said you could fly,
Fly.
sorta?
You notice they have
I
big
kinda
wings
like-
on their back.
Well, not yet, but then suddenly you see it looks like they're made out of like snow and ice. You just see wings just kind of like whoop, pop into a pier and open up.
Oh,
And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't last real long. But
All right, well, let's fucking go then. I cast fly on myself. I grab Jules and just leap off the side.
okay. You can each take a hand, and it's like Opus in A Wish for Wings.
Oh, yeah.
I can't fly very fast. Just so you know, I can only fly 40 feet around, so don't get too far.
Okay, I'll just have
Okay,
to slow
you
down
notice
then.
also when you leap off, if you look back, that bend hook at the top of the building, totally gone. And as you look below, there are probably 30 to 40 local North Pole police sleds with their red and green lights flashing just below you as you guys just sail off.
So, man, I don't know if that timeshare was worth it.
Definitely not.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Where do you fly to?
Looking down, I'm looking for an open bar, perhaps, with like a car parked out front. We're
sounds like a plan. Let's
definitely,
find it.
we're definitely doing a little bit of Grand Theft Auto once we get down there.
Okay.
And then we get to see 3 fantasy characters learn how to drive
This will be interesting.
or take a hostage.
Okay, roll me an investigation check. I'm going to say Twist because he's the one who thought of it.
18.
You see a little gingerbread house bar called the Stuffed Stocking with a beat up old sleigh in front of it that doesn't have any reindeer with it. That's the only thing you see that kind of fits what you requested.
All right.
We need to-
Yeah, we make for that.
Twist,
Right.
we need it.
What?
We need to land quick. We need to land
All
quick.
right.
You're pretty far out in the city, like near the
Yeah.
border.
We dive down
As soon as-
and get to the sled.
As soon as we land, like I kind of like shake it off. I'm like, the haste was wearing off. You were probably about to drop like a rock, and,
Oh,
and
no.
you're kind of like
I had
stunned
fly.
around. Yeah, but you're,
No.
you're concentrating on that, right?
Oh, what are you talking about? That's
Yeah.
back of the sled.
So for a round, you're
I
kind of
put
knocked
just
out.
legs up, and I'm just. I'm like, I'm still alert.
It'll wear off in a few seconds. Just hold on.
Okay, good. I think I'm still flying though, as he starts to drift up.
Okay, so you're down by this bar. The
But I'm
Stuffed
tethered to
Stocking. What do you
Jules.
do?
We need to We need to hijack a car. Lay low. Hey, let's go to the bar. Just lay low.
What do you think? We can go to the bar.
Yeah, hold on. I changed my face. They ain't gonna look at us. Who cares? And then we
Okay.
can see who owns the sleigh out there. Maybe we'll steal later.
You go into the bar. It looks like your typical corner dive bar. It's dark except for some dingy Christmas lights around. You see a number of elves in there. All of them look down on their luck. All of them look like life just hasn't been good to them. Many of them are at the bar, just kind of hunched over tankards. You see the taps, which are different flavors of hot chocolate on tap. But the one thing, Jules, you notice is the bartender's behind there, a big, muscular woman of an elf who's just covered in Christmas tattoos.
Nice.
And in the corner, you see a large old television screen with the news on it about what's going on at the North Pole Industries headquarters, about all the rampant deaths from the Outlanders who reached in. They're not sure if there's how many of them are still there. The police are keeping it under siege, but there have been explosions. And everyone is to keep their eyes out for strangers or anyone they don't recognize. And
I
if
closed
so,
the door.
make a report to the local North Pole police.
And I close the door once we hear that, and we go to hotwire a sleigh.
You don't even need the hot wire, you just have to push a button.
Fucking, I love these elves.
It's the North Pole, they trust everyone.
Idiots. Head south.
Okay, so you head out of town. There are 2 large walls that you have to go through. You start heading towards the first gates. You hear a voice come over a speaker and go, "Citizen, are you sure you want to do this? It's after dark."
Yeah, emergency supplies need to be ran out. Over.
Okay, and the gates start opening, and you go through them. It's about 100-foot point between this and the second wall. The first wall you notice was covered in the top, which was like 20 feet up, with barbed wire.
What the second fuck are we about to run into?
The second wall, you can see it from this side, but it glimmers. The gates don't look like gates. They look like the wall just opens up, and it's just darkness and blizzard out. And you head out, and as soon as you get through, the gates immediately close. You look back around, and you can't see the wall or anything. It looks like snowy plains. And you head off into the darkness, and as you do so, from all around you, you see these dark elven, short elven shapes just kind of coming in your direction in masses. And
I can't silent image on our thing and cloak our sled and looking like nothing.
That's where we're going to call it an evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We wish all of you a happy holiday, no matter what you celebrate. Whatever it is, most of the holidays are based on love and happiness and wishing well to those you care about. So all of those well wishes to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for joining us. Tune in next week when we will be back to when the friends, as they head on the northern leg of the northern adventure. So tune in next week. Same Grognard time, same Grognard station. And as always, be kind and happy holidays.